Hey everyone, my name is Chris from Meeple Overboard. Looks like I am live now, so I will be playing tonight a Feast for Odin. This is not a snack, this is not a brunch, this is not even a lunch, this is a feast. And it certainly has some table presence. You can definitely tell that there is a lot going on. So let me see if I can kind of change the view. Oh, that's right, you don't have the overhead yet. Now you have the overhead. This is a Feast for Odin, and this isn't even everything that this game has yet. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, I've got some of the extra stuff set up there. I don't even have all of the island tiles in view, so that's whatever, right? But how it's going to work tonight is I'm going to be playing this. If you're in the chat, come say hello, talk about whatever. We'll talk about complete nonsense. It doesn't matter. Nothing really matters right now. I'm just going to be playing, and I've never actually played this solo before. So one of the important things that you'll note in a solo setup is this right here. Right, I am going to be controlling two different player colors worth of these little Viking workers, and the reason for that is there's no Atama, there's no automated blockers or anything like that. When you solo a Feast for Odin, what'll happen is the workers that you place out one round onto the board. So if I put these guys here and then I do this action, when I go to the cleanup phase, right down at the very bottom, usually you pull back all of your workers. You don't. So this is where it gets really interesting, is that so on the red round, these workers will stay out, and then what'll happen after that is it'll be a blue round. And then I'm going to put out the blue workers out onto those spots, and guess what? The red workers that are still sitting out there, those are blockers. I can't do anything about them. So these spots will be taken by myself. So if anyone is to get angry, or if there's anyone to get angry at, it's just going to be more at myself. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm just kidding. I'm very curious. I've never played the solo before. Wendy has actually. She really likes it solo. This was on a little, I put it up on Twitter. I said, hey, vote for which one you'd rather watch me play live. Feast for Odin or Terraforming Mars was the other one that tied. And then a couple of other little choices here and there, and so nothing big, but it's time to feast, because it was a perfect tie between Feast for Odin and Terraforming Mars, and I thought, I've never feasted for Odin before, so might as well. Also, you'll notice that this is with the Norwegians expansion, so you'll see a few extra bits and bobs here that you don't normally see. So, for example, the boards here, the central boards, are double-sided, unlike in the original, where it's just the one big board. So this actually scales down pretty significantly to a solo or two-player version of the board. You'll see that there's like a lot of empty spaces, because when you play with lower player counts, it actually reduces a bit of that, which I think is really nifty. Over off on the side are all the resources and everything. I don't got the boats thing out, because we all know that boats sit here, right? So if you see me ever take a gain a boat action, I'm just going to reach off screen and grab from the three full-size resource trays that are off on the side. So if this game doesn't seem like it's such a table hog, I also have I also don't have this out. I have all the pieces just kind of spread out. And in the Norwegians expansion, you also get a second one of those little boards here. This little guy is just, all it says is put these ones on here because they're cheaper. And so you can forge them with a bonus forging action, but they're a little bit cheaper. So I'm not going to have this sitting out, just taking up space on the table. It is already a tight squeeze, getting it all to fit on there. I need to put out our opening resources. Yoink, yoink. Thanks for joining me for setup. I thought I had everything done already. Apparently I didn't. Let's go ahead and do that. Doom, 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 doom. It's the Feast for Odin song. I hope you sing along. It's the Feast for Odin song. Ga-dun dun, not Odin's son. Dun dun. That is Thor. All right. So the mountain strips are where the resources come out. Then we got to put some money bobs out there. So this is one of my absolute favorite games. This is a top 5. This is a top 5 game for me. Often, just depending on the day, this is kind of up there with Terraforming Mars and Brass Birmingham, and any of those three can kind of be fighting for the top few spaces, right behind Dominion And you know what? Possibly even edging out some of my other favorite games that I usually have. That's the wrong view. That's not what I'm looking for. Paul. Stupid virus. We could be we could be there playing with you. Yeah, indeed. In fact, this is probably the last game that we played before all of the lockdowns and everything was a game of Feast for Odin with our friends Paul and Teresa. And it was awesome. It was such a great, tight game. And so, yeah, I haven't played this physical copy of it since then. I think I've only done I did a live stream at one point of Cam from the Board Boys podcast and I playing it on Tabletop Simulator. So I'm excited to actually have this physically set up. I've almost not had the will, the drive to do that. Let's see if I have the chat over here. Will this work? I'm going to try and have the chat on my phone. Oh, perfect! I have the phone in camera. That'll bother some people. You're not supposed to have phones at the table. All right, we'll see if that works. Anyway, and then I'll just pop back and forth over here to check on the chat as well. So I'll have it a few places. So, solo time. The resources are out. I'll put the boat thing away so it's not on the screen. Yada, yada, yada. Sorry you can't see the islands, but there are 4 islands also sitting off here, off screen. And then over the course of the game, some of them will flip. So they'll go from the easy side of the island to the advanced side of the island as we kind of go by here. So you'll see it all. You'll see it all. So it is go time. Amanda. Hey, Amanda Panda. I own this game, but I haven't played it yet. I was told I need an insert to make it easier to play. Well, the good news, Amanda, is that the game, it comes with 2 of these trays already, which I would never play this game if it didn't have these trays. Now, it's not as nice as having like a big fancy broken token for everything else, but honestly, this is our version of a broken token, like the 99-cent Tupperwares. So you can store the wood and the stone and the ores separately. We have an extra Tupperware for spillover wood and stone, but the ore fits in here perfectly. The coins, we split the 4s and 10 coins into their own bucket, and then the 1s and the 2s into another bucket over here. And honestly, I have not really felt the need for an insert. So these are this is like a 2 coin right there, and then we mix it in with the 1s. Player pieces just go in bags, and then there's a small little bag for the first player moose, and the dice, and this little tracker thing right here. So, honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't say that it needs an insert, so I would just encourage you to go ahead and play. How does it play? Well, it's worker placement. There's 4 columns. Well, okay, there's an expansion. There's a 5th column. We'll talk about the main 4. If you want to take an action in the first column, costs 1 worker. If you want to take an action in the second column, costs 2 workers, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth. And you just do whatever the actions describe them to do. And they're pretty straightforward once you are not intimidated by the sheer number of them anymore. If you place in the third column, you also get to grab an occupation card, kind of like in, I think it's comparable to Agricola, where you draw cards and they can become special things for you. If you place in the 4th column, you can play one of them from hand. Start with a few weapons, start with a little thing of mead. And I start with an occupation card, the Refugee Helper. Can I zoom in on this at all? Ooh, that's my hug time alarm. 9:10 p.m. means it's hug time, baby. So if you're hanging out with someone, go ahead and give them a hug. That's what we do here in our household. They're in the room. Wendy's watching Korean soap opera drama type thing tonight. It's her evening to relax by herself, so that's why I'm doing this impromptu live stream. So the Refugee Helper card. So once I hire this card out, all immigration actions in the future will cost 2 coins fewer, which is fabulous, because those immigration actions get very expensive, so I will probably be unlocking that ability at some point. So this round tracker here is ludicrously essential. There's 12 phases to the game, and if you try and do it by heart, you will mess something up. You will absolutely miss a turn, order, step thing or whatever. So I always use this thing. So first things first, the first phase of every game is you grab a new Viking. So starting here at our player board, That's what this little table here represents. These are our new Vikings that I get to bring out. Jürgen, 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 Jürgen. Welcome to the crowd. They call this the Thing? I think is what it's a weird thematic name for it. So that is number one. Step number two is pull off the harvest. So you're going to get some basic resources. At the first round, you get harvest token or harvest food 1. So you get any of these food tokens that have a number 1 in the bottom corner. So I'll go ahead and add those to my player area. Step number 3, yeah, I'll go ahead and, so step number 3 here is to flip over any islands. Let me show you on the board here. I won't do this every time, but just so you have an idea. This is a harvest 1. You'll notice that next round there'll be a harvest 1 and 2, then no harvest, then a harvest 1 through 3, then no harvest, harvest 1 through 4, then no harvest. So you have to feed your workers, which in a very satisfying, fun, puzzly way, but you get food given to you pretty much every other round. So that's nice. And then this down here shows if you have to flip over an island tile. So nothing the first 2 rounds, then as it kind of goes on, you have to start flipping over island tiles A, then B, C, D, and then none. And that's just to make some of the islands from their okay side to like their better side type of thing. So step 4 is to draw a new weapon card. Woohoo! I drew a spear, which makes it easier to go hunting and whale hunting in particular. Step 4 is worker placement time. So afterwards, after all the worker placement is done, we'll go over the rest of these phases in order. But it's worker time. Let's go to the overhead here. Let me check on the chat and make sure I'm not missing anything. Amanda says, yeah, maybe I'll pull it out. Cool, yeah, absolutely, Amanda. I'm always encouraging people to pull this game out. It's one of my favorites. The Brothers Murph will stream this one from time to time because it's also one of their favorites. You know, I noticed that the chat doesn't keep up properly on my phone sometimes. I'll see if this can work or not, but anyway. I'll try and remember to switch over on the computer frequently just to kind of check on the chat. Sometimes I get carried away in the game. All right, so I've got 6 workers, and I have almost no idea of what I want to do, but I know I've got some harpoons, which make it easier to do like a whale hunting action, and whale hunting can get you lots of stuff. Ooh, let me show off one more thing from the expansion. This is a hut. This is not something that I have built yet, but it's an optional hut that I can build. And I get to choose which side I want to do. So if I end up getting a horse, I can put that in here, and I can cover up a lot of negative spots, and then I can cover this up as well, and then I can start earning extra money income at the end of each round, or I can build on the lumberjack side, which lets me, if you surround different icons, you can get that, right? So this one gives me extra wood every round, which is nice. And this, if I surround this spot as well, I also get extra weapons card, which can be good, right? Because you have to, every time you go hunting on hunting quests and stuff, you'll have to probably have weapons or wood to kind of help mitigate the luck of the die rolls. You'll see how all this works. So I'm not sure which side I want to use yet. I don't know if I want to go heavy into animals this round. Animals cost money to get, but if you can make them work, they're really good. And this is one of the things I like is that, in the expansion with these alternate boards here, getting the animals is a little bit easier to do. So, where is it? Wait, there? Yeah, there we go. Pay 3 coins to get any one animal. Pay 3 coins to get any 2 animals in the 4 column spot. So, how quickly can you get 3 coins? Right? Or you can pay 2 coins over here to get 2 sheep or 2 pigs. And pigs are so good. Pigs! Anything in this expansion that is this L-shaped piece, I love getting. And pigs just make babies real quick like. So, congratulations, you have now made it through my introduction, and now are going to see me completely paralyzed in choices. It's red time. And remember that because red and blue alternate on my little worker placement turns, wherever my red guys go, on the next turn when it's blue worker time, they cannot go to those spaces that I went to that last round. So, So many things that I need to do. I need to cover this up so I can start earning income because money is great. And if I can't get animals this round, it sure would be nice to start getting money so I could get animals by next round. Also, I need to already plan what it is that I'm going to be doing to feed my people. So I might be doing something like this. We'll see, right? So I might spend food like that. I like to pre-plan over here so I don't forget that I need to spend food at some point. Devin Udy, woot! Devin, thanks for stopping by. And yeah, this is one of my favorite games you're about to see me hopefully do decent at. If I can beat 100, that's a pretty good score. And if not, then I will just hang my head and cry. Like old Tom Dooley. How quickly can I get animals? If I go to this spot, I can get some food, so a little big old bowl of beans, and I could even get a coin. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to try and go game hunting. Wait, first thing I want to do is get some resources to help making game hunting easier, because I only have one bow and arrow. So I will go here. I'll even lay them down for the camera so it's easier to see. I get to grab 2 resources, so I'll grab these 2. Now I've got some wood to work with, wooden bow and arrow, and now, whoop, nice catch. I don't know if you saw that. That was fantastic. Oh, by the way, hope the volume is working fine. If I'm peaking or loud or anything, let me know and I can turn it down. So I'm going to go game hunting. So let me show you the anatomy of a spot if you're not familiar with this game. Whoops. Ah, there we go, this one. So in some of these like hunting quest type things, you have to roll a die. In this case, it's the orange die. When you go whale hunting, you have to hunt with the blue die. Land versus sea, I guess, is what it represents. And I need to try and roll this die. I can roll it up to 3 times, and I want to bring its value down to 0. And the way that I do that is I spend bow and arrow weapons cards that I have over here, or I spend pieces of wood, which you just saw me grab. So let's go game hunting. I have 1 bow and arrow and 2 pieces of wood. So look at that, I rolled a 1. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and spend my bow and arrow card. So this just goes into like a weapons discard pile over here. Yoop. And I have now successfully brought this value down to 0. So I get the benefits here. So I get a small fur, and then I also get a large piece of ribs. Wait, I don't know why I put that there. Sweet. I got a hair on here. It's bothering me. You can't probably even tell on the camera, but I can tell. Get out of here, hair. Audio is solid. Cool, thanks. Oh, I know, ribs. And what I love about it too is if you can upgrade pieces from one of the same shape into the thing above it, and so when you upgrade ribs, it becomes bones, baby, because you've probably used the ribs for the exact purposes that you're thinking of. You've brought happiness to your Viking civilization. So I got the ribs now, and I think what I want to do is I want to upgrade it, because when you get yellow and red resources, they can be spent as food, as you see here on my board. But green and other green and blue resources can be put directly onto your main map over here. And then you're trying to kind of Tetris this together so you can cover up more spaces to earn more coins. If you surround these little icons shown on here, you can start getting those as a recurring income every round. You want to try and build kind of in this like increasing square pattern, cover everything below and to the left of one of these coin icons so you can start increasing your income as you fill in everything. But also, by the end of the game, I want to be filling in all of these spaces over here because these are all -1s, as in -1 point. So you start at like a 60-something point deficit at the start of this game. All right, so hunting went well. This went well. I need to do some upgrading. I have 4 workers left, so I could come here with 3 workers, which lets me draw an occupation card, right? Because anything in the third column, draw a card. So if I build this blubber cook, ooh, when I succeed at whaling, I get an extra small little piece of green whale oil, which, hey, I like with the whale hunting strategy, so I might want to build that. But I also want to build this thing, which lets me do immigrations. Ooh, this is going to be a tough game. By tough, I mean good, but tough. Oh, I'm so excited by possibilities. So anyway, this actually, the reason I take it is because I get 3 resources off of one of these mountain tracks. If I do that, then for sure this will clear out by the end of the round. You know what? Fine with that. So lots of resources to work with. And then I also get I also get to do 2 upgrades, which is why I took this spot, because I want to upgrade this red piece, the red ribs, nom nom nom, and whoa, I magically turned them into bones. And I think I'm going to be placing these bones out here onto my little map, my little Tetris board here by the end of the game. There's a YouTube channel I've been watching recently called Thinker Themer. So it's 2 people, it's 2 ladies that review games, one from like the thinker, like the mechanical side of it, and the other from the theme. Like, does this game feel like the theme, and does it bring it out? And they can't really come up with a justification for like, why am I taking all of my like Viking wares and just throwing them out onto this board and putting them in a grid? But who cares, because it's super fun either way. Devin, the only solo games I know are Yahtzee and Solitaire. Oh man, there is a world of games that you can play solo. And this is one of the biggest ones. There's tons of smaller ones as well by the same guy who designed this one. So yeah, this is gonna be quite the world for you. Okay, so I've done everything here. I drew the card. I did 1 upgrade, and I can upgrade something else. So I'm going to upgrade this small little squirrel skin thing, and then I can just flip it over, and it becomes this blue piece. Now the advantage of blue pieces on this map down here, as I'm trying to Tetris stuff together, is that blue pieces can be adjacent to other blue pieces, but green pieces cannot. So if this was on its green side, I couldn't like stick this here because that would be illegal. And if I mess that up, then at the end of the game, I lose 3 points for each touching, adjacent green thing. So I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm going to take my second upgrade action to flip this to the blue side, so that hopefully soon here, I'll be able to, upgrade this. I'll be able to like set this out in a sensible way. Okay. So donezo, I'll just be keeping that there. So 1 worker left. 1 last guy. Ooh. I've got this coal. So one of my thoughts is I could go up here and I could spend a wood to buy a fishing boat. And if I were to do a fishing boat, then by next round, I'd be able to go whale hunting, which is great. But I also would like to maybe get this bonus card, so that when I succeed at whale hunting, I get even more blubber, more of the little green pieces out of it. So I don't know. Audio sounds great. Yes, Meeple Medley. This is a Blue Yeti Nano microphone. Here, let me just cut to the front view really quick. I like this one. It's a little bit more affordable out of the Blue Yeti line, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We don't need like professional quality, but it's pretty solid from what I can tell, and has not had any issues from me. So thanks for noticing. Yep. Yeah, that's what we ended up getting. So I'm glad that it sounds pretty good, and I realize that this works really well with like the live stream setup that we have here. We used to use this. I can't pull it down; it's still taped up to it. But we used to use this little like lapelier mic, and it just never sounded as good to try and capture kind of around the table. But you live, you learn, and you try and use really as cheap as possible of electronics as you can for as long as you can. All right, so sorry, I was taking a turn with my last guy here, and I think what I would like to do with them is probably build that fishing boat, is my thought. Or I could go down here. Yes. So spend a wood. Yoink. And I'm going to build that fishing boat. I am, because I like that plan. I really like this plan. So a yoink. Especially because I'd like to do that now instead of later. Okay. Now, so my fishing boat down here is fabuloso because it has one little piece of coal like pre-built onto it, and I can take this other coal that I already have, and if I choose to, I could load it on here so that when I go whale hunting, it increases my success rate or my ability to succeed by 2. You'll be seeing that shortly. Okay, you know what? That's good for this round. So remember how I said follow the round tracker because you don't want to mess this up. So next thing that happens here, unimportant in a solo game, but determine the start player. The start player gets this sweet moose. Like look at this beautiful moose token. So anyway, I'll keep it. I didn't even have to pull it out of the box. I just wanted to keep it because I think it's so fantastic. Next up, we hit our income phase. So you saw over onto my board here, because I was able to put this thing out, I covered up this 0 space, and then I covered up every space to the left and below the number 1 space when I did this. Therefore, I'm going to earn 2 coins worth of income. So, yoinky yoink. Grab one of these twofers. Next step, after we earn income, is animal breeding. I don't have any animals. Really hard to get them in the first round, but if you have 2 of the same type of animal, what will happen is one of them will flip over and it'll reach its pregnant side, and then you hit the animal breeding phase again next round, and then it creates another animal. You can just kind of create lots of tokens, lots of points that way. Next up is the feast. I mean, this is why we're all here, really, right? So remember how I laid these tokens out here to kind of represent filling in the length of this table? This represents feeding all of my people, and my people like to be fed. So as long as I can cover up every space here, num num num, right? People be happy, people be well fed, and they're good. So that food all goes away. There's a couple rules to it, like you can't have yellow touching yellow, nor red touching red. You can put coins on there, but that's really expensive. If you need to break up the thing, that's why I put yellow, red, yellow like that. So boom, they're all fed now, and they're happy. They're fat and happy. And remember how at the start of each round you take workers off here, meaning that length of track that you need to feed gets longer and longer over the course of the game. So, important detail. Now that my people are fed, let's go back to the turn tracker here. Next up, get bonuses. I don't have any of the spaces on my main board surrounded yet, so I don't earn bonuses. And then we update the mountain track. So what'll happen is these mountain tracks here, the frontmost resource off of both of them will get taken off. If a track is empty or only has these little coins left on it, it'll go away. So this one goes away. And then a new one comes out. And this new one gets all the resources stacked up onto it. I don't even make it look neat because, But you're on video, Chris. You should make it look neat. You know how many pieces of wood are out there. You can tell. Yeah, you know what, chat? I'm kind of trying to focus on the game a little bit. I'm trying to think of other great games that have solo modes to them. Terraforming Mars is the other one I almost played tonight. Fantastic solo mode because once again, you're not like simulating another player at the table. You're just kind of playing the game. This one, I'm liking it so far because I know that this is about to come out, and then these things are stuck out here, and they'll get in my way, and I like that. It's not like a simulated opponent where you have to like, flip over this deck of cards. Does this event trigger, yes or no? If yes, then go through this series here, blah, blah, blah. Amanda Panda points out in the chat, right, that there's also there's solo variants for all of the Tiny Epic games, like Tiny Epic Galaxies, Tiny Epic Quest, Tiny Epic Tactics. Okay. So yeah, chat, if you can think of any other, like, what are some of your other, like, favorite solo modes? Go ahead and throw them out there for Devin. It's a whole new world for him. Last step over here that we'll be doing every round of the 7 rounds is we'll be removing the workers that we placed out. But there's a trick to it. We're not doing that yet. These red workers are just going to be sitting out here for now. Because instead, what's going to happen is when we go to the top of the track and I pull out my new workers, these blue boys come out here and they're ready to work. And now I'm going to be playing with the blue pieces. I'm not playing 2 different boards. I'm not playing 2 different setups. What I'm doing is now these blue workers are going to come out and they can't go to the spots where I've already chucked out red guys. And then at the end of the next phase, the next turn, it'll be red turn again. And then I'll pull the red ones back and they can't go where the blue ones are. So you kind of, it's like the hand game. Whoever's hand is on bottom, slide it out, put it on top, like that kind of a thing. So as simple as that. This is as easy as the hand game that our 5-year-old plays with us. So anyway, top of the chart, right? We pulled the workers out. Now we're going to get our feast. So we get feast, all our food tokens that are labeled 1 through 2. So I get the same harvest as the first time. And then also this big boy here, this is part of 2. And this guy is going to be able to feed easily like a big chunk of the table. This is wheat, the staff of life. Let's see, is the chat? Cool, yeah. Devin, if you're looking for other solo games that are like smaller, that are easier, there's a really good one called Onirim. Onirim. Small little deck of cards basically, and when you play it, it doesn't feel that different from like solitaire, like the standard deck of cards solitaire game, but it's a fun little like trippy adventure. You're trying to get combos of cards out that'll unlock doors, and you pull those doors out of the deck of cards, and then you reshuffle it, and then you keep playing, trying to make combos and stuff. But sometimes you flip over one of those doors, and if you're holding the right type of cards, then you can unlock that door right away. But then there's also certain cards in there that are like nightmare cards, and they'll force you to either discard your hand or lose some cards off the top of the deck. And so you're just playing against this little deck of cards, and it's a very captivating game. So if you're looking for like a neat, like solo game that's smaller than this, Onirim is fabulous. All right. So anyway, so step 2 of this, or step 3, we just did the harvest. So step 3 is we would flip over any of the island tiles, but they don't flip over yet. This is island tile A. So if I wanted to get it, now that I've got a fishing boat, I could, but I don't know if I will. And then at the end of this round, if I didn't get it, it'll flip over to its B side, which is honestly a little bit more enticing of a side. But you'll see that it has a lot more negative spaces potentially. But this one is easy to fill in and to become lots of extra coin. So there's 4 whole of those island tiles sitting off the screen right now. So anyway, we're not flipping that over. Draw a new weapons card. Come on, harpoon. A sword. Sword. Fine, I'll take a sword. Onirim. Onirim, as in masticate. I don't know why that's the word that comes to mind. Yeah, Onirim it's fantastic. John. No worries, dude. John, welcome to the stream. Is it actually my turn in Board Game Arena? I don't think I'll be playing for like another hour. Sorry. I've been playing games with John on BoardGameArena.com. Super cool website where you can play board games. You can like make a free account and you can play them like in real time. Just sit there and play, or you can do like turn-based where once it comes up to your turn, you have like a day to take your turn, and you can do it from your phone. You can do it from your computer. Board Game Arena is awesome. Also, if you want to play board games and you don't have someone to play with, you can just do it online. It's not as cool, obviously, as having it all set up, but anyway. It is worker time. So now my blue boys are ready. Where's my B-boys at? Breakdance. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Just trying to keep good energy on the stream, right? I, ooh. So I just got that, I just got my fishing boat. I'm really considering putting this out there because I like the sound of that. I want to get, I have 8 workers that I can work with this round. I would like to get some whaling done. That'll cost 3 of my workers. So I'm going to set aside 3 of these boys, right? How it works when you whale hunt, you have to roll this bigger die, a 12-sided die, and still bring its value down to 0, which means that these harpoons are going to be very important, and it also means that I probably want to have some more wood, because that'll be the thing to help mitigate that cost over here. Oh, I just realized I didn't even show off one of the coolest features of the expansion for this game, is that you can always spend your last worker on a turn in one of these rows, in the very last row over here on the side. And this is a special row you can only go to with your last worker, or 1 or 2 workers. If you put 1 worker, you just do it like normal. If you put out 2 workers, you also get to play a card from hand. I didn't have enough workers to do that, so I have to figure out how to play a card from hand otherwise. But yeah, it's a really good, like, these are really strong versions of the actions. So like, it's really worth utilizing that as often as you can, but I plumb forgot. Oops. Well, what should Chris do then? I think Chris is going to... so these 3 guys want to go whale hunting. I kind of want to catch some fish too, because you can then get some 3-length red food. And as you see, if I were to have one of these, that would cover my table already. And that would not be a bad use of any of this food stuff. But I also want to cover this up so I get more income, and I can surround this mead so I get a free red piece of, like a small little red piece of food every round, which becomes super important in feeding your table. Ooh, man. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, some people are taking off. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. It's fun chatting with y'all. If you can't stick around for the whole thing, don't worry about it. So this was just honestly a good excuse for me to even get this set up and just play a game. Because on my nights when Wendy's like taking her time to herself and just watching her show, like, I haven't had the gumption to actually set up a whole game and like play it by myself. And I really should, because I enjoy this. I particularly love this game. So... all right, so these 3 guys are reserved for whaling. I'll probably stick this out there. I might want to grab some more wood to help make whaling more feasible. That'll cost 2 of my guys to grab it, and it'll also get me some more weapons cards, so let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to grab, do I want 2 wood and a stone? I'm going to grab 3 wood. You can grab 3 from the front of either of these things and move across. So I done did that. And I also get to draw 2 weapons cards. Spears. Yes. Spears. Yes. I didn't prearrange all of this ahead of time. I am almost unstoppable going whale hunting. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna get out of the way. Oh no, I need to play a card first, and the easiest way to play a card is probably one of these bottom spots here. I'll spend 1 dude to come down here. I'm going to spend a stone. So I spend the stone to be able to play a card from hand, and it'll indeed be this blubber cook. Sounds like a pirate in, so yeah, blubber and cook. So I get to play that, and I even get a coin. Hey, got a coin. Coins are really good because they can squeeze in lots of places. Oh, now you have to know what show Wendy is watching. Okay, it's a Korean drama. Well, so she's been watching a lot of those Netflix Chinese dramas, like the little soap opera type things. Meteor Garden was one of them, and they all have such weird names that they're like they're like names of songs from like 26 years ago, and I can't remember what the other ones were right now. But Meteor Garden was one of them, and it had something to do with like It had nothing to do with meteors, except like the two characters like got these like meteor bracelets that were like magically synced. So when you like tap it, boop boop, like the other one buzzes and it lets you know like, oh, this person's thinking of you. Boop boop. Meh. I don't know if there's any other like major plot point to the fact that there was a meteor, but that was it. The one that she's watching right now is a Korean drama called W. It's about like a comic book that comes to life, or you go into the comic book like a Tron type dealio. And she keeps assuring me like it sounds dumb, but it's really good. And multiple friends have recommended it to us, so it's really good. Allegedly, I haven't watched it. So did I do my thing? Yes, I did my thing here. Ooh, and my blubberin' cook here is going to be worth 2 points at the end of the game. Woo! That's my first. I think that's the first thing that I've done that actually has netted points so far. No, income. Money is worth points at the end of the game. So yeah, I've made progress. And I've got a third coin. So now I think I want to go whale hunting now. I want to get this out of the way. Hopefully I do it right. I am going to go ahead and spend this ore on here. So now my whale hunting boat has 2 ore, the pre-printed one and my extra one. And so now it will be whatever I roll on the die is automatically reduced by 2. Plus I have lots of spears, plus I have lots of wood to help mitigate. So 3 guys come on out over here. When I place 3 workers, I also get to draw an occupation card. Breeder, this is a yellow card, meaning when I play it, I can activate it right away if I wanted to. And it'll be, I can take an animal, or I can take a cow in this case, and make it pregnant right in that same phase, instead of having to wait for the animal breeding phase, and then wait for the next round for the next animal breeding phase for the pregnant animal to then give birth to another cow. I could play this, make a cow pregnant, and then right when it's done, it'll give birth right away. Maybe. But I like this other starting one I had more that'll make immigrations cheaper, and you'll see why probably in a little bit. I'll probably be doing some immigrations here. I got the 3 coins. I've got this. I'm going whale hunting. So let's roll this die and see if I can bring it down to 0. And if I do, I get all of this stuff. I get all of that, all those big pieces. So first roll is 2. Okay. I'm going to take the 2. The thing is, to help mitigate the roll of the dice, what this designer did was very nice, is that you can roll the die up to 3 times. Let's pretend, so I'm taking the 2 for sure. Let's pretend I rolled a 10. I could roll another time if I wanted to. I would roll again. I got I don't want to take the 12. I could roll a third time, and I would say get a 4. Or let's say that I rolled a 10 and then I rolled a 6. I'm like, ooh, I think I could do better than 6 maybe. Should I roll it or not or whatever? So I really like that little system, but I rolled a 2. And guess what? I have 2 ore pre-printed on my whaling boat. My whaling boat is that good, so it doesn't actually cost me any of my spears or resources. Ka-chow! So I'm going to get a whale oil blubber thingy, and because of my bonus card, I get a second one. Sweet. And I'll also get some more of those bones. And I'm going to check out this huge, fatty, chunky necklace of whale meat. So I'm quite excited about that. Sounds, Meeple Medley say it sounds interesting. Yeah, so yeah, it sounds corny, this W show. It's just called W. I think in different things, in different maybe translations or whatever, it's called like W World or something like that. But it's good. It's good. She really likes it. She's told me a lot about it. And then afterwards, like, maybe you'd enjoy watching it. I was like, well, I've heard it now. But, I mean, it's cool. I don't know. I have sadly never watched any of those. There's like apparently tons of just great Korean like soaps and dramas and stuff. Yeah. Hey, Thinker Themer. I name dropped y'all earlier. Hope you don't mind. But yeah, Thinker Themer is here in the chat. Feast for Odin, one of y'all's favorites as well, which instantly earned some of my respect. Have you all played it solo? Because if not, you're checking it out now. So, okay, so I placed out these whale hunters. I got all the resources. I even got the bonus blubber, so I got that sitting here. Oh, great. I've got tons of stuff. But now I think I need to kind of do some of that upgrading again, because if I can turn this from green to blue, I can stick it out here and just get tons of stuff. Ooh, but I don't have food. I don't have any red food. I'm certainly not spending this as food, right? My people are important, but they're not getting that, right? So I think I need to go here. I'm going to take my last 2 workers. Oh no, I'm doing it again. I'm not utilizing these last spaces. Chris, you sly devil. Why do you hurt yourself so badly? Okay, time to start doing some brilliant puzzling. So I could do this. I'm going to turn this double coin into 2 small singles. Maybe if I can use coins and blue pieces to separate my greens from each other, maybe I could do that and that and oh curses. I really want to get like a lot of this stuff covered up so I can get more income. If I cover this space up, I can get 3 income this round instead of 2, but I'm spending 3 coins to do it. So is that really even that much of a positive? But then I would have this red surrounded down here. So this red space, which gives me that mead every round of income, which is such a helpful thing. And if I were to do that, oh boy, okay. Maggie's played solo. Any friend of Feast for Odin is a friend of ours too. Well, thank you. Did Maggie enjoy playing this one solo? Because Wendy's played this solo, and she has not played that many board games solo, but she really liked it. Okay, so now it's time. Oh, if I do that, then... So I have enough resources to cover that up, which means that I could spend my last 2 people maybe over... Or I could break it up, right? Because what did I say? This one would be nice to play eventually for when I start doing immigrations. I don't need to play the breeder now, so I could probably break this out into 2 separate actions. Ooh. So if I take one of these people to go over here to grab a resource and then upgrade, then I can grab another stone. And I can upgrade... Wait, what? Oh, I can upgrade... Ooh, I could take these bones, I could do that. That's valid. And then I could upgrade one of these barrels of whale blubber into a blue thing, and then boom, just like that, I've covered up a little bit more space. And then with my last worker, whoa, what can I do? So now that's good. I'm already making that extra income, and I'm not spending all of my money to do it. Ooh, Podge, yes. All right, and then I could spend this guy in this final column. Oh, that's the other question for Thinker Themer. Have you played the expansion for Feast for Odin? Because this is one of my favorite expansions that's ever been made. And then what can I do with this? I think I need to upgrade and get the food. So I'm going to go over here. So this 5th column, so like I said, you have to put your last worker into this last column. So I get to grab 2 different resources of my choosing, and I get to upgrade one thing. So I'm going to upgrade this flax. I never remember what all this stuff is called, but I get to upgrade it to the red side so that it comes out here like that, like a glove, and just perfectly fills in my feast. I also get to grab 2 resources, so I think I'm going to take a lump of ore. I have so much wood, but it gets spent very quickly. And then I could get, maybe I could work on the wood side over here, and you put wood down here so that it, like you build this, it's worth 7 points, but you also have these negative points to fill in. Should I do that? And then I could just get boatloads of wood every round, and then maybe I could buy some of these shacks over here where you throw in resources and it helps fill in and you earn more points out of it. Maybe I could do that. If I want to go whale hunting and need lots of wood, So I grabbed an ore, and I'm going to grab another chunk of wood, I think is what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm out of actions. We go down here, past the first player token to the first player. He, still me. Okay, income. I've now covered up everything on my board down here so that I have, so that I get the 3 income each round from henceforth, which is great. So yoink, $3. Next phase, animal breeding, still got no animals. Feast time, so I got to pay this food here, so this food goes away. Next step here is the bonuses, and this is, oh yes, this is also what else I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of my money bucks, I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to take this whale blubber, this extra one that I have, and I'm going to surround that there, so that now, for my bonuses, anything that I've surrounded on here I get. So I get an extra piece of wood, which maybe means I should have taken a stone earlier, forgetting that I was getting this, but whatever. I get that, and I get one of these pieces of mead, which is going to help break up my feast now a little bit better. So, ka-chow chow! I'm so excited. I think this is going decently well for me. I really like this blubber cook ability. All right. So now we update the mountain strips. Those go away. A new strip comes out. A new challenger approaches. Don't worry. I will take your beauteous bounty from you. Good time to check the chat, actually, while I'm doing this. So Think of Themer, she's played it for 5 hours in the cold and made herself sick? Who do you mean? What? She loves it. Camera angles looking schmicko? Is that an Australian phrase? Schmicko? If it is an insult, I will take it. Looking schmicko. Okay, and then a bunch of these come out. I did find, yes, in the original, that emigrations were quite powerful, and I would never, ever ignore them, and I would do quite many of them, if even possible. I still obviously do emigrations because they're just really good. Emigrations will make the table shorter, but I also like that you can turn the smaller boats into those mini migrations, and those are fantastically fun. So the migrations kind of fill in the table, make you have to feed less. I look forward to doing a few of those here. But yes, please teach me about schmicko. There's a few Australian phrases that I'm aware of, right? For example, you use the words prawns instead of shrimp. I know that much. So when people say like shrimp on the Barbie, mate, you know, that's culturally insensitive. It's prawns on the Barbie. It's prawns. Also notice Australians are they're very keen to use the word keen. Keen and heaps, instead of like, oh, there's loads of fun, you say heaps. There's heaps of fun. Yeah. So those like the three. Those are the three that I know. So I'm a highly cultured American for it. All right. So now, when you play the solitaire game, what's happening here is when you get to the end step. Now we start pulling workers off the board. You see that the next phase here are my red workers. So that means I will take the red workers off the board. They become available to use again. Yeah, I can just throw them on there. Who cares? And now we go back up to the top. So now the new Vikings come to work with me. There's no harvest this time, but the island tiles do flip over. Island tile A, the Isle of Man, as I mentioned here, will flip over now and become Limerick. So I always love chasing island tiles, but I'm always so scared to. No matter how many times I played this game, I'm always scared to get this, because this is more that you have to fill in on top of the total amount you already have to fill in. But you always, like, once you've played this a few times, you can always fill this in. But should I get these, like, shacks? Like, these things to help fill in to get extra points? Or should I get these things? What do I do? Urgh. Okay. Enough of me yelling at myself. So I draw a new weapon card. Spear. All right, fine, I'll take a bow and arrow. Fine. They can't all be spears. And now it's worker placement time. I think Themer says, yes, heaps. Question, do you love all Australians or just Phil Walker Harding in particular? It's really hard not to love Phil Walker Harding. The guy made Sushi Go, for instance, one of the best-selling games in the hobby, like out of all the modern ones. And all of his other games are brilliant. They're so good, except for Emotep. I don't really love that one. It was very mean. I know we only played it 2 players, so maybe it's less like jerkish at 3 or 4 players. But I didn't one night I didn't care for it, or one time that we played it. But I've had people recommend Emotep the Duel recently, so and they say that better. It feels less like I'm just gonna do this move to be really mean to you, and more like I'm gonna do this move. It's kind of mean, but you still benefit some more out of it, and but hopefully I benefit net higher than you benefit from it. So sounds better. But I have not met an Australian that I have disliked, to tell you the truth. Much like yourselves, you travel out to Vegas sometimes. We met a couple of other people who listened to the show, and they came in and they said, "Hey, we're going to be in Las Vegas and wondering if you want to play some games together." And they were fantastic people, and so I don't know. Like I have never met yet a bad Australian, but I've met like 5 of you. So, the sample size is still small. I'm sure that there's some jerks from your country, but otherwise, great so far. All right, it's Red Boys time. So, what are we hoping to accomplish this phase? I don't have much food. It might be time to start eating these green beans. But if I could start getting some other food, that would be good too. The 3 worker whaling action is already taken, so I can't go there. But I sure would love to spam this ability of mine if getting that extra barrel of oil every time. So I might spend 4 workers, which is, half of my worker pool, but it could be worth it, or I should just wait. Choices fill my head. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So I need another source of food. Maybe I could use some of my spears to catch fish. Maybe that's what I should do. Oh, and so one of the things too, if you're not familiar, when you have food over here on your table, you technically have to turn the food sideways, right? It's like if I had multiple copies of beans, or let's pretend that I have this. If I had multiple copies of mead, because nutrition is literally factored into the game, this has to turn sideways because having twice as much beer is not twice as nutritious. It's in fact, you shouldn't gorge on too much of the same. So, but because of that, with these beans turned sideways, the designer loves beans. Weird fun fact about Uwe Rosenberg, the designer of this game, loves green beans. Loves them. He has an entire series of games dedicated to beans. And I mean series, like 30 published games and expansions. So because of that, he made the green beans square, because they're part of a square meal. Gotta love it. So anyway, you can have lots of beans in your diet, and that's healthy. Oh, so good. All right, so what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Y'all fill me in. I need to get more food, at least a 2-length piece of food over here. I could go fishing. Fishing won't be too hard. I could go hunting, but I'm not gonna give ribs to my people. I'm gonna throw them out in my fields unthematically. What should I be doing? I can get more boats, and I should get boats. Now, if I get the red sailed boat, I can go raiding. I can take these raiding and pillaging actions so that I can fight and steal things. I can maybe start stealing some of these like big treasures over here. These are such good Tetris-y fun pieces. Or I could craft them by using ore. And I have ore just sitting here. Oh boy. Oh, this boy got stuck. I mean, that would be kind of cool because then I could start getting extra stone income every turn. Uh, I've got big pieces. I've got big pieces. I cannot lie. And if I go whale hunting, then I'll have even more big pieces. But then I'll need to take more upgrades. But thankfully, this cheaper upgrade. Ooh, should I just do it? Should I just spend these 4 guys to go whaling, and then I can also play one of these? I mean, I could still play this. Yeah, you know what? Just to make decisions. Yoink. So when I place in the 4th column, I get to place another one of these guys up. Another one of these boys. So now, from henceforth, when I take the immigration action, it costs 2 coins fewer, which, to give you an idea, the number of rounds, so all the way up to 7, is how many coins an immigration costs. So paying 4 instead of 6, or 5 instead of 7 is fantastic. Hey, Tim, thanks for joining. Yeah, you other Vikings can't deny. I like big pieces. Yes, thank you, Tim. Yeah, Meepleville Board Game Cafe is in the chat. If you don't follow them on YouTube, you should. Amy and Maggie from Thinker Themer, and I and a few other great people have been part of their Thursday night chat group. Tim gets a couple of people together, and we just talk about the board game industry and everything. So anyway, so that's really fun. You should go follow Tim there, and he has a couple of other fantastic interviews with different designers, very famous people that somehow Tim just reached out to him and said, "Do you want to do an interview with me? I'm not very famous." And they're like, "Yeah, sure," because Tim's a great guy. That's why. Let's go whale hunting. So I have to roll the blue die, like I said, up to 3 times, and I have to be able to bring it down to 0. 4. Not bad, especially because I've already got these 2 ore loaded onto my fishing boat. So it's really only 2. So I'm going to go ahead and... because I might want to use the spears actually for this fish catching action. And I've got wood for days. I'm going to do one of each. Split it down the middle. So that brings it from 4 down to 2, down to 1 to 0. So boink, I have finished that. I get 2 pieces of blubber because of my blubber cook. So the whale oil there. I get some bones, and I get another one of these giant whale meats. So I've got to figure out how to upgrade those up to big, good pieces to cover up here. So that was 4 of my workers, and I got this. One of the other things you can do, which is awesome sauce in the expansion, is that if you don't like one of your cards, your special employee cards, you can instead just discard it, and you get one of these victory point tokens, and it starts really high, and I think they're worth 3 at the start or 4, and then it goes down to 2, then to 1. So if you don't like the card draw, you can mitigate that by just straight up earning victory points. But I like this card, so that'll be great. Devin, oh yeah, I've heard about this. The After School Dice Club. It's really good. It introduces you to a little bit of the tabletop gaming industry. I've seen pictures of it places, and there's adorable little girls holding up Blood Rage, Vikings and stuff, and then other cute, really good games. And I don't know, I don't know where to watch it. Is it on that Crunchyroll website where people oft recommend watching anime? Because I'll be honest, if it's not on Netflix or Disney Plus, I'm like, ugh, where can anyone even find it? I don't understand. I have to go to a 3rd website? I'm so lazy sometimes. Okay. Let's put some more of these guys out. 2 of these guys are going to go right here, so I can upgrade 3 different pieces. Dang it. I still need food, don't I? So it's a good thing I got 2 workers left. I'm going to upgrade 3 pieces, though. I'm going to upgrade, for sure, one of these whale meats into a shirt! Theme! And then I can now place this shirt somewhere out here on in my civilization. Hurrah! Then I'm fine with these ones being... I think I want to flip this one to blue. And then I have to flip over another different piece. You can't do the same piece multiple times. That's why there are certain spots out here that show like 2 things with 2 upgrade arrows. So I don't think I ever will need this as food. If I'm needing that as food, I'm probably playing the game wrong and not getting enough food. Also, I might not be getting enough food. After I just said earlier, this game is great because it makes it so easy. It just gives you food. Deal with it. So what's going on here in the chat? Oh yeah, Paul. Oh cool, Paul is still here. Sweet. I'm never sure who like comes and not. Paul, you watch the Thursday chats. They're super fun. They're technically not like live streams. I think we put them like I think Tim puts them up after the fact. But Devin. Oh, okay. And after school tabletop club or dice club. After school dice club. I'll try to remember that. So that's on Hulu. Okay, cool. Good to know. How do I want to arrange this glorious mess that is my board? I have 2 workers left. I know that I probably should spend 1 dude to get some food over there. And then I can also go out here and get something else. Something. So if I do that, you know, if I'm willing to sacrifice getting this free stone every round, which I don't know if I even need stone. Like I just really don't. But so if I'm willing to give that up, then I could just plop this over it. Like I can always cover up these bonus spaces if I want to. I would like to get as many free things as possible. It's that ingrained like cheap part of me that's like, yeah, I want as much free stuff. Give me all of the free stuff, please. But I could put this over here. Oh, I upgraded this to blue, so I could do this. So I'm still separating my greens from my blues, which would be good. And then that bumps up my income from 3 up to 5, which is so good. Yoink. And then I still have these green pieces just sitting out. That means I'm doing pretty good on my board, because I think that I should start being able to get some real big pieces and then get that out covering all these negative spots. Yeah, also I would like to be able to cover up this rune. So if I do that, I can put this here and if I could upgrade one more time. Nope, because my blue guy is covering that up. He's covering this up. Ooh, are there any of these things I could try and get? How do I get these? I have to either have a raiding ship, or I could get. Oh yeah, so I could turn. Oh, I don't have the board up. So if I did this action here with my last guy, because this is that 5th column where it only costs 1 worker, then I could trade in an ore, which I have, and I could get any of. Ooh, do I have anything that focuses on that? Yoink! I'm just going to move this up here. So these things are all eligible for that cheap spot. You can craft any of these simply for the cost of an ore. This scythe, this scythe right here, pretty great at being able to fit in weird places. This helmet's great. So I might want that. I might want that a lot, actually. Okay, so that might be how I'm going to spend my last 2 workers. All right, so one of them is going to go catch some fish. And now what I need to do, I need to spend traps or harpoons to be able to bring this value down. If I fail at this hunt, then I'm in a bad position. It would give me more whale blubber, another barrel, but it'd also give me 2 of these salted fish, which I want that. I want that a lot. Dice, don't fail me now. So I can roll a maximum of 4, but I'm also spending all of my whaling harpoons, so let's see what happens. Oh, so this is the push your luck aspect of the game, right? Is I can roll it up to 3 times. This is a 4 right here. I might roll lower if I roll 2 more times. In fact, odds are a little less than 50-50, but I mean, I could, but failing is not worth it because then I would really struggle to feed my people. I would. No, you know what? It's because I've got this little thing of peas here and I got a coin. I don't mind spending a coin. So you know what? I'm going to take the risk. Let's risk it. As colloquially they say, I'm going to, in fact, risk it for said biscuit. So here's the second roll. 7 is not lower than 4, if you didn't notice. Third roll, 8 is not lower than 4. But so what happens is, this is my other favorite part about this game, is when you mess up, you get a consolation prize. So even though I was not able to succeed because I do not have 8 to pay for the stupid salted fish, thank you very much, I get whatever is whatever requisites are here, you get that as a consolation prize. So I'm getting a harpoon back, and I'll also go through here until I get a trap. Okay, very bottom of the deck. Sweet. So if you fail at a task, you get some stuff out of it still, which honestly, that's not even a bad action for just one worker. So let me, before I forget, I guess I'm going to spend these peas and this coin. And I said I was going to do that. I said it, so I have to take it. Heartbreaking. And now I'm going to take my last worker action to go over here. Whoops. Y'all couldn't see that. So I'm now taking the last worker action to go over here. Yoink. And I will spend this first try. I'm going to spend this to get... Ooh. A couple of good choices. Maybe that. Ooh. I realize if I don't want to get surround this rune, I could maybe even use this. Oh, look at that. This sweet, sweet frying pan can get me some more ore every round. And ore, as you see, can get turned into other good stuff. And then I'll be super close to finishing this up. Ooh. Ooh. Can I turn this from 5 income up to 6? Ooh, I am exhilarated. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, but I know that no one watching this is actually that interested in it. But can Chris do it? Oh yeah, I have to move this back down so it shows my board. Okay, I am. So I'm spending it to get this frying pan, this super sick frying pan, the coolest frying pan I've ever seen, at least. I'm going to put this right here, because I can have green diagonal or kitty corner to other green. I can't have it touching, which means that I can put this green piece now down here. I'm going to split these two conjoined coins, into 2 separate ones. I was thinking about doing animals at the beginning of the stream, but I'm not now. Because I can put this coin here. Oh, I was thinking about using it to get the rune, but now I'm using it to get more income. Am I a sellout for not following through? Nah, that's great. That's $6. That's $6 of income I'm going to get. And then pretty soon, I will also be getting this rune, this free blue piece. You know, the little, I keep calling it a rune. Most people probably don't know what that is. That's one of these little, little boys right here. And these are great to be able to stick in, especially with as much green as I have sticking out. So soon, I will get that as a bonus. Okay, so I'm out of workers. So that's the end of that round. First player piece, still me. Oh, there was a comment held for review, maybe because it had too many exclamation points. Amy and Maggie, can't. Apparently, YouTube doesn't want you to mention Meepleville and pudding, and have emojis. I don't know. For some reason, it asked me to review it and said, "Is this an appropriate comment for your stream or not?" What's going on in the chat? I'm missing everything. Can you remove items? They have figgy pudding. No, so Devin, yeah. So once you put stuff out on the board, it's technically like set. The way that we always play it is within the round. If you're just kind of fiddling and moving stuff around, like you're good, until the whole thing is done. But at that point, anything on there is locked in. So, so there's a place near Meepleville that sells pudding. Interesting. I don't know any place that like specializes in pudding, but doesn't mean I'm not going to check it out and gorge myself full of it. All right, so let's go through the rest of this track here. So income, like I said, I'm earning $6, which is fantastic. What is that? What is that theme from? Is that Hot Pockets? Hot Pockets. All right. Now I'm not sure. Doubting myself. Okay. So got all that. Income is done. Oh, you know what? Because income happens first, I could, if I wanted, I could spend this money and I could still actually like surround this space. That's totally allowed because of the order of operations. I could spend the $2 and do that. And I could still get my little bonus when the bonus phase happens in a few steps. Pondering on it. I might do it. Yeah, because income is here, bonus is here on purpose. Okay, so no animals. My feast. My feast is, I won't call it embarrassing, but it's not... This is not exactly what one would call a feast. This is not the Thanksgiving dinner to write home about. What was there, Chris? Oh, there was a bunch of green beans and a coin. I invited you over to my feast, and I said, I ran out of food, so here's a few dollars to go to Jack in the Box. It never feels good to have the coin out on the feast table. All right, moving back. So now I do get the bonuses, so you can see I've surrounded ore, which is great, wood, which is adding to my endless hoard of wood, and a mead. So I get one of these, which is going to be really good because I'm already struggling, apparently, to feed my people. And there you go. I got my rune, my little 1x2 blue piece, which is great. I think that's all my bonuses. I haven't built the shed yet. I want to start building the shed, maybe. Or do I want to build the horsey side? I'm not doing animals. So, okay. So now I'm done there. Update the mountain strip so one resource comes off the front of all these spaces. And then this one empties out because all that's left on is coins. So this one goes away. And then the big long one comes out. This is one for the expansion. I'm not sure why they made it bigger than the other ones, but it is, in fact, bigger than the other ones. What else is coming out? I don't know if it's just one of those, like, we can, so let's do it. We're suckering people into buying an expansion for one of the most giant games that's come out in a few years anyway. Let's just throw a longer mountain strip out there. Just make it, like, half an inch longer, just because. All right, so that comes out. That's good there. Next step. It's blue time, so these guys will be coming out. Come out and play. All right, top of the next round. These guys come out. I'm halfway through the game, basically, at this point. The chat exploding while I'm not... Yeah, okay, it is Hot Pockets. Yes, I was right. Caliente Pockets. Brian, hey, man. Where be your animals? Hey, look, man. I can't do everything, okay? I'm also not doing a lot because it's been a while since I played this game, and I'm totally distracted. I'm going whale hunting like a mother, though. Like that is my thing. I am Chris the Blubber Cook, as much as an insult as that sounds. Okay, harvest time. So you see down here, I'm getting all the harvest pieces for 1 and 2 and 3. Check out this huge head of cabbage that came out. That comes out in the 3rd harvest. I guarantee you, if you've never played Feast for Odin, this is the most excited that you will ever be for cabbage in your life. So harvest is done. Now the island tiles flip over. We're going to flip over island tile B. So the Isle of Skye, which is also the name of a fantastic game, is going to become Wexford. So that's got to be England, right? That's a dorky enough sounding name. I'm also doing a small thing that you can't really see because it's off camera, because this game is giant. But I also have to put out these silver tokens to incentivize the different islands. And so, so for every island tile that doesn't get flipped over, it gets a piece of silver put onto it. I forgot to do that last time, so some of them have 2 pieces of 2 silver on it, but it's fine. Yeah, man, the horses are so good in the expansion. I love the horses. They're just giant. So in the original game, it had sheep and cows, which are cool, you know. The sheep and the cows, they would go here into the little stalls, and they would make little sheep and cow babies. And probably you'd upgrade them and like put them out, because once you turn them into a green or blue side, it takes up a lot of these negative spaces and gets rid of them. But the horses in the expansion are ludicrous. They're just big old long things, but they're worth way extra points. 6, and if you happen to have a pregnant one at the end of the game, it's worth 8 points. That's just a lot of points. They're fantastic. And then the pigs are the little U-shaped ones. And unlike the other animals, they don't go through the pregnancy then baby process. Like every round, they're just making babies. So if you can get a bunch of pigs, like they just turn into even more pigs. So yeah, I've neglected animals, even though the expansion makes it so much easier to go animals. So I should have. Weapons card, I draw a sword, and it is action time. Now to let everybody down, I'm going to let you in on the secret. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I just know that I want to go whale hunting. Oh, good. The blue guys take up the cheaper whale hunting spot. So I'm going to send 3 guys that way for sure. What have I got going on in the business of food? My emigrations are cheap is the one good thing. So I might actually plan to make an emigration happen this round just to make my feast table shorter, because this is getting out of hand. And so how many workers would that cost? It takes 2 workers to flip a boat over to its immigration side. It takes at least 2 workers to get a boat, or I could buy it outright in coins. So if I do 2 and I do 2, that leaves me 3 workers outside of whaling, and I need to take like upgrade actions and such. So, and I need to figure out my food situation in general. So if I do this, so I can make that work for food if I could also get an emigration this round. Because guess what? My refugee helper card here makes emigrations $2 cheaper. So it really could be worth it. Yeah, because the cheapest boat costs $5, and I do not have 5 spare dollars just sitting over yonder. So I think I've got my turn kind of played out, like kind of figured out already. So going here for 1 wood, I'm going to get one of the Knarrs, Knarr. Knarr. That one's Jello. I know that one. Apparently, all of the childhood. I mean, when Wendy and I play it, we like hum and sing songs all the time. And I'm sure it's terribly annoying for everyone who doesn't want to hear 1990s food jingles, but just wants to play board games. That does. So 2 more workers. I'm going to go down here. And so I will emigrate this bad boy. Normally, in the 4th round, it'll cost $4. But hey, check it. With my discount card, it only costs 2. And this turns from $5, or from 5 points into 18 points. Huge. Huge. Almost always worth it to do. And I've made my food table now shorter, which is so good. Just highly recommend not ignoring these, because they're good points if you can make them worth it, and just worrying less about food. I've never struggled for food this much on camera before. On camera. I want to go whale hunting. When I place out 3 workers, I'll get to draw an occupation card. Weapons supplier. Just draw 4 weapons cards when you get this. So yeah, I'll hold on to it. Maybe I'll play it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Am I missing anything in the chat? It's 7 in the morning. So, okay, Brian, thanks for stopping by. You're in Poland, so yeah, 7 in the morning checks out, I guess. It is. What time is it? It's 10:30 over here. Oh yeah, so I got 3 workers left to do other stuff. So my food is taken care of. I want to expand out here. Oh, sorry, I haven't whale hunted yet. I just checked on the chat. I should stop doing that in the middle of like an action. So I've got 4 spears. I've got nearly infinite wood, so I'm not too worried. 4 plus my fishing boat already reduces this by 2, so I only have to pay 2 stuff. I'm going to do a 1 and a 1 again, I think. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay, so 1 and a 1. So now I succeed and I get the barrel of whale oil blubber, and I get a second one because of blubbercook. Bones and big ol' meat. All right, things are going all right. I do need to get some bigger pieces. What's my strategy going to be there? So I got all that covered. I guess I got 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds of whale hunting. Maybe. That's a big maybe. I should figure out another way. Plus, I want to get some of these other things done. But yeah, I'll probably end up going for these. I don't know if I'm going to do islands or this game or... Yeah, Wexford's kind of interesting. Look at that. I've never gotten this one before, but you can get horses if you surround this right here. You can get silverware, and you can cover up those negative spots. But you can like ramp up your income big time, because that's not hard to fill in. Especially if you were to throw something like this out on there. Maybe I should have looked into that before I went ahead and gotten rid of my ship. I could have taken this action, but I only got so many workers. I probably should have thought about that a little bit more. I'll just get these things instead, I think. I can make it work. Speaking of, I guess I have to put these guys to work. Do 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 do. I don't like these, right? No, I'm not gonna get these, but I might turn them into points. 3 workers left. I could get a shed. I could finally build this shed. Drawing more weapons cards. Not bad, right? Getting horses. That's worth 6 points. This side is worth 7. Not too hard to fill in anyway, so... And it would give me more wood, which would work really well for shed strategy. So let me try that. I don't have to be smart. I just have to play the game and you watch, and then I'll eventually figure out how to make millions of dollars from YouTube. Probably not from this, but... Okay, so I built this. So now I have officially built this. So I'm going to make this part of my official kingdom here, the Lumberjack's Hut. So now I can fill in these spaces in addition to this, which is good because I've got a lot of this whale blubber. Other stuff that I want to do. I want to upgrade lots of things if possible. So I've only got 2 guys left. So that would be 1 upgrade. Maybe I should have kept that blue ship for a little bit longer, because then I could also have turned my different shaped green pieces onto the blue side, which could have been really good, but, they can't all be zingers, is what I've learned. So maybe I'll do this one so that I get an upgrade, and I'll probably turn this one from green to blue, because that will fit in there quite easily. I don't know. maybe. Then I could stick this coal down here in my... Maybe I need to turn this one blue. Yeah. So I'm just gonna turn the bigger piece blue with that upgrade, because then I could do this, whereas this one could go down here. Let me switch views so you can see me mucking around with my board a little bit better. So I'd have to put one, probably like a coin down here, but then I could spend that like that. Ugh. And then I need to do one more thing in this spot, because if I want to be able to cover up this 6 income, I have to fill in everything to the left and below it. So, oh, you know what? I don't have to put this out yet, because I still do have one more worker, one more little dude just sitting here. So I think what I'll do is I'll go to this spot, so I can get 2 different resources, and I can get 1 upgrade, and then I can upgrade this. Huh. Okay, so I do this. Yoink, fantastic. Sweet. So that fills that in. That's pretty good. And now with my lumberjack hut, do I have a camera view that... Yeah, this will cover the lumberjack hut. Okay. In the lumberjack hut, so in your main Civ board area, you can only put blue and green things. But in like additional huts and stuff, you can also store food there. So I'm going to store some cabbage. But if I want to do that, I have to cover up everything to the left as well. But I can put some of this blubber in there. And then as long as I can fit one thing, I can fit coins in here. So I'm spending 1 coin, but it's fine because I'll be getting that 1 extra income. But now I'll be drawing a second weapons card. Maybe that'll be helpful. And I get more wood. So I've filled in this lumberjack's hut, and then eventually I'll put the wood over here near the end of the game, so it's not negative points. Sweet. That's going pretty well. That's good. So that's just 7 points. I'll fill in the wood because this is going to be producing more than enough wood, so I'll be covered. Okay. I think that I'm good now with all my workers done zone stuff. Am I missing anything in the chat? How's it going? No, things are just kind of... I'm just hypnotizing you all with my fantastic play. So income, I bumped this up to 7, plus I get this 1, so 8 income is good with me. I realize how weird I'd feel because I'm doing everything left-handed, because I put all the resources over to the left, and I've got the microphone kind of in the way of my right hand, so I'm doing a lot of stuff left-handed. I just noticed that. Income is done. Breeding animals. As Brian pointed out, I am failing at the animal husbandry part of this game. It's feast time. Chomp chomp. People are happy. Bonuses. This is where I'm shining. I get 2 pieces of wood. The king of the wood. I get a weapons card from this. So that's another bow and arrow. Now I get... yes, I get a mead. I get one of these little rune stones. I already got the wood. I did that out of order. But then I get also this ore. So, yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. My soothing tones while I paint gears. Watching and judging my spatial awareness. Yes. Now, I've heard there's a study that Wendy read about. So Wendy got her degree in interpersonal communication skills. And so part of the stuff that they cover is the differences between men and women, because there are some sex-based differences, but of course many of them are overblown in general. And so like, it's this two-edged sword of like, do you really research and dive into those? Because some people then overblow the significance and stuff for them. But like some of the things that were really interesting were that women tend to have a better capability and grasp of spatial awareness and that type of stuff. And it absolutely shows when we're doing things like arranging picture frames on our wall, where I'm like, this will never fit. That's too many. Are you sure that'll look good or whatever? You know what? I've just learned to say, when do you figure out where the pictures go? Because I'll be happy if the walls were blank or not. But that's also me being lazy. But she's also just very, very clever and very smart at it. So thankfully, both of us love puzzling, like puzzling spatial stuff in games at least. Update the mountain strips. This all comes down. Ooh, that almost ruined my evening. Yoink. One of the best things I learned, though, from Monday, and one of the things that stuck out to her most in that class was it is as a sex-based difference. Women tend to commiserate and therefore seek validation when they're airing some of their grievances, some of their struggles, and men have this very innate desire to fix things. This knowledge has come in very much in handy in our marriage because I try to fix things when things go wrong, and when he's like, "I just want you to listen to me," and I'm like, "No," but like I'm like, there are just synapses, there are just things that are pre-programmed for me to like give all these recommendations, say this is how you fix it, this is how you get rid of that, this is how you fix this, whatever. And so just the fact of knowing that that is like a pre-programmed thing that I have, which is just a wiring thing, just a teensy bit different than the way that Wendy's wired, has been so helpful because then I know to say sometimes like, and she knows to say sometimes like, I'm just looking for you to listen for a while. Okay, I'll turn that little toggle off that wants to fix stuff. Even though I'm not very good at fixing things, I just want to. So, just a weird one that's stuck with us for like 10 years now. It's really cool. But once again, like I said, sex-based differences are so all over the place because some people do not fit into those like generalisms and stuff, but I fit into that generalism for sure. Okay, so now we're in a red worker phase. So I'm gonna pull the red boys off of the board. Yoink. And step one, I move the new ones over. So, Paul says, Teresa can do 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle in a day. I can't. Our daughter got like a 300-piece puzzle, and I was fed up with it after like 30 pieces. I was like, look, all the cupcakes look the same. All of them. This one has red sprinkles and this one has black sprinkles. But then like there's 10 of them that have red sprinkles and 10 of them have black sprinkles. How are you telling the difference? I'm not good at puzzles. I'm not a puzzle person. Like a jigsaw puzzle person, but like that's rad for the people that are good and that can. Fantastic. Okay. No harvest time. Island flip over. So I'm definitely neglecting a few different parts of this game, and you get to watch me live. So the outer Hebrides turn into Cork. Cork is such a quirky island. I like this one. Oh, I'm really tempted to get it because if you can surround this piece here, the bonus is... nope, not that. Reaching. The bonus is one of these huge pieces, which guess what? Fits really well over on this spot over here. Like it fills it in so easily. And it's worth 30 points as long as you can cover up all these negatives. I might try and get some cork. I could use some cork in my life. And it gets you the blue ships, and the ships are worth points, and then the ships can turn into emigrations. So, ooh, cork. Cork, why do you tempt me so? Okay. And there's plenty of time left in the game. There's 3 whole rounds. There's this round and another one. So I draw a weapons card, more swords. So it's telling me to try and go pillage some people, but I'm not that kind of Viking. Change my ways, I've reformed. All right. How am I doing on food? I'm feeling food poor again because this was not a harvest round. But, I mean, I have literally enough to feed my folks this time. So, now I'm wondering, yeah, is my whale boat hunting going to be enough to fill in my board efficiently? What are some of the other ways I can try and get some bigger pieces? I could go raiding, so I could get a red boat this round. I could work on raiding a little bit, which I have up to this point ignored. I'm getting all this free ore, so I could turn that ore into battling power rather than stuffing it out here on my board. Or I could be getting some more of this. So if I don't spend 4 of my people going whale hunting, then I could, spend 3 of them to get a red ship, which will allow me to start doing some like pillaging. Because I got 3 swords, I could get more stone easily. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna shift a little bit. I'm gonna let my blue guys go whale hunting one more time. But is pillaging gonna be any better? Well, the ships are worth points in and of themselves, which is also important. So I think it is time. Yoink. I have to spend 2 pieces of wood. Fine by me. No skin off my nose. And I get one of these long ships. Viking raiding longship. I'm going to put an ore on it, which will always increase the battling strength of it. And I draw an occupation card because I put out 3 workers. Ship's cook. Before any overseas trading action. So this down here is trading. So before I do a trading action, I can get a free upgrade, but only for the meats. That's kind of cool. I mean, because then I could use like the number of upgrades for other stuff. I'm guessing trading action means only anything that has like the trading symbol on it, whereas this would just be considered a mountain action because it says mountains and trade. Whereas most of these, I could check the rule book, but is it really worth bothering for a card right now that I may or may not get? Ooh, that one's kind of cool. Let's see. I don't know if I'll have an easy opportunity to hire it anyway. So, bum 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 bum. Okay, so I did that. That's good. I can go pillaging. No, first I want to go to the mountains so that I can get some more stone, which will make my pillaging stronger. Because I got 3 swords, I got 1 ore, and I got this stone. Now it's pillaging time. So I get to roll the blue die, and this is where it gets a little bit different. I want to roll higher on the blue die. And then whatever that value is, and I can always augment it with swords and with stone. So now I'm trying to roll the highest I can. 8! Yeah, 8's pretty good. That's well over halfway to 12. 8 plus, I've got this ore on here, so it's already a 9. And then anything I spend extra is just, what are the kids saying these days? Gucci? It's all Gucci to me, right? That's what Frank Sinatra sang about back in the day. So I have a 9. I could bump it up pretty high. Then I could get one of these big pieces like this, which could help fill in a lot of space. Obviously, getting it up to 16, you get one of the best pieces in the game. It's worth 2 points in of itself, but then also just covers up like a lot. So, what did I say? A 9? So I could spend 7, which would be all of my swords and all of my stone, to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Is that worth it? That's a lot. I mean, it's some points. It's some coverage. What are the other things I could do instead that wouldn't cost all of my resources? Yeah, that's pretty good right there, right? That covers up a lot. Make it so I feel a little bit better about not going whale hunting. Now I do the obnoxious, so this is 8, this is 10, 12 spaces, whereas this is just a few, just a little bit fewer spaces. So which one of these do I want? Because what is this? This is 10, 11, 12, 13. So this covers 12 spaces, this covers 13, but this covers it a little bit neater so that it covers like a lot all at once. And then if I got more whale blubber, it would be easier to kind of stick it places. Whereas this is... But I could go pillaging again, and the more stone and swords that I save... 8's a good roll. Might as well use... Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So swords are gone. 13, I think is what I'm going to do. But if I just spend 3 more stone, then I get 2 points, like 2 guaranteed points out of it. Oof. I'm not sure the best thing to do. Yeah, I think I'll get it. I'm not going to put it out just yet, but I'll have that on hand. So, oh, it's getting kind of late. I should probably wrap up this game. So, yeah, I think that's a good action. Okay, cool. So I got 4 more workers left, and if I could play this action, how would I want to do it? Probably by spending 2 workers in this last column instead of taking a 4 action right now. Because the trading and the upgrades are great, and I'm getting so much whale meat already, so I mean, I might as well. So if I could bother spending 2 guys on a last column action, then that means I would have 2 people left. Do I want a whaling boat? Because then I could whaling boat and I could turn it into a miniature emigration. That's points, you know, that's good points there. I could go hunting so I could get a little bit more food. Next round is a harvest round. I've already got food covered now. I could go for some of those animals that I've been ignoring all game. That wouldn't be very smart, now would it? Or do I want to try and get one of these sheds that I've been neglecting? This has just been a game of neglect, you know? There's also not as many plundering or pillaging spaces, as there are in the regular game, because there's like a 2-worker and a 3-worker one, so it's tough. I really like the dynamic of the expansion boards here. Oh, that's right. I was thinking about getting... thinking about getting cork, maybe. But if I wanted to get this island, it costs 3 workers, which means I wouldn't be able to get my whale blubber guy. Am I stretching myself too thin if I do that? If I spend 3 of my guys to go to this action here, I get to draw yet another card. But I get a sweet island to work on. And how am I doing on genuinely filling all of this in? I always underestimate myself. So you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put 3 workers out here, and I'm going to get cork. I assume that's cork, like Ireland? If anyone is knowledgeable, you know, feel free to let me know. Cork, Ireland would be my guess. Okay, so I have enough room on camera to distribute my weapons cards a little bit more. I literally only am guessing that cork is Ireland because of the song Whiskey in the Jar by Thin Lizzy, Metallica, right? The Cork and as I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains. So anyway, that's my guess. So Cork. Draw a card. Trapper. When I succeed at laying a snare, get $1. Probably not. Oh, you know what? I don't think this... oh, laying a snare, yeah. So that action is still in the expansion version. I don't know if I'm going to... I mean, I probably will never use it. So one guy left. One guy more. It sure would be nice if I could cover this up. So you know what? I should probably plan to try and do that as quickly as possible. Which means I could upgrade this boy. So, oh no, the one upgrade spot's taken. Ooh. That's not what I was expecting to happen. Because that would have fit so perfect over here on the cork board. And then it would have been super easy to fill all that in. Nope, one of these is supposed to be green. Oh my. Oh my. I want it though. I want it so bad, I want it. How am I going to spatialize everything that I want? Oy vey. Because I can put this other stuff out. I don't have the one ore anymore, so I can't take this easy oring action and try and use like the scythe over here to fill that stuff in. Dang it. And I've only got one worker left. I want to get this income stat so I can cover up as much of this stuff as possible to make this 30 points worth it so I'm not losing more than 30 points. How do I do that? How do I do that with just one worker left? I don't have any animals, so that's obviously useless. I could catch fish. Fish. I don't want fish. I want to upgrade this so badly. So badly do I want to do this, and yet I cannot. Ooh, I could go elk hunting, and that would give me a green Rapidilio. Ooh, that might be the way to go. Okay. And now I can spend traps or bows and arrows or spears. I probably want to keep the spears. So let's go ahead and roll some dice. Get low. 4. 4 is not optimal. You know what? I'm not going to use traps and bow and arrows for other things, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll spend all 4 of them. So I have successfully elk hunted. So I get one of my little expansion pieces. I love these U's, and I'm surprised that I have not actually used any of them yet. But yeah, so that's going to yoink. It's going to come out here for surely. And I get to draw a weapons card. It was a bow and arrow. But I get to put... Oh, you know what? Let's be smart, Chris. Let's be smarter than that. So if I do that, I surround now successfully all the 8 spaces around it. So I'll be getting that big chunk. So that'll be good. Is there anything else that I want to do? I don't think there's a way that I can get bigger income. If I do that, it's sad because this big piece will never fit out there. But I'll make something work. I'll make something work. Don't you worry. You can swear by me. So if I put this out here, honestly, I mean, it won't make a difference yet. So I'll save that for later, and I'll be good. So I think that's all my actions. And then first player token, still got 8 income, 7 from here and 1 from my sideboard. So take that 8 income. I don't think there's any way. I mean, I could spend all of these coins there. No, for sure not. No animals. Feastin' time. Mighty Morphin feastin' time. Anyone still in the chat? I haven't seen too much chatter, but you know, I understand. Hypnotizing voice. I think that's what people often say. Okay. So feast is done. Bonus time. Bonus is where I shine, man. So wood and a weapons card. More swords. and a piece of wood. And then I go over here to this board, and so I get an ore. Good. Need that ore. Ore and... oh, yeah, wood. And then one of these... wow, I'm losing words. Okay, so I get a rune, and then I get a mead. A mead, that's what it's called. Oh my gosh, thank goodness that it's a food round, because I have no food. Okay, update the mountain strips. Wow, I'm gonna have so many oh, this one should have gone away last time. Or maybe I just grabbed those. Oh, I just grabbed the stone off it? I don't remember. Okay. Tight fit. Yoink, I should have other fun little stories to tell right now, but I'm drawing a blank. What else did I learn from... We've learned some great things from Wendy's degree in interpersonal communication. It's been so good. So good. Been learning more about introversion and extroversion. I mean, we already known for like a while. I'm the extrovert of the relationship. Wendy's the introvert of the relationship, which is why I am live streaming and chatting with people in a YouTube chat, and Wendy's enjoying a nice little drama series, you know, just watching it on the computer by herself. That is her recharge. This is kind of my recharge. So yeah, we've definitely learned just how different we are in that sense, and it's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert. There's nothing wrong with being an extrovert. And I've figured out how to remain a happy extrovert even despite all of the lockdowns and stuff. And this has been part of it. Yoink. And then the last thing. So it's going to become a blue round. So the blue workers come off the board. I am loving this solo mode, by the way. There's not a lot of big, heavy games that I want to like set up so that I can play it solo, but like one live stream, it helps so that y'all are hanging out with me and chatting. But the other thing is that this is super smooth. I like not having to like flip a deck of cards, run all the Atama, you know, run all the computer player stuff. So my new workers come and join the gang. It's harvest time. It's harvest time. Darling, it's better where the harvest is wetter. Take it from me. I'm going to get like a Disney copyright strike or something. Food. I have food again. Oh my gosh. Love it. Love it. Love having food. Gonna have to do something about this because I'll be out of food quite soon again. Maybe I'll actually go catch some fish this time. Who knows? It is mesmerizing. Maggie here. Love this in solo. What other Euros do I like to solo? Terraforming Mars, probably number one. The game that I've played solitaire the most. Island tiles flip over. So the Isle of Islay becomes Waterworld or Waterford, well, whatever. I like to think of it as Waterworld. That makes me happier. I'm not going to get a second island. I'm not doing that hot this game. Yeah, so Terraforming Mars is the number one Euro game that I've soloed. Viticulture is quite a good little one. It has a very simple Atama. You don't have to take actions for it, I don't think. No, yeah, you just flip over a card and it says like it takes up these spaces. So it's like a dynamic blocking worker placement spots, which I think is really simple. Raiders of the North Sea also is very good. That is a more involved Atama system where you flip over a card and it shows you which spaces, like which rating spaces it'll take, and then in what preferential order, because there's always like 3 rating spaces or 2 rating spaces or whatever per area. And you also, it'll also, on the bottom of the card, show a town action that it blocks, so you can neither place nor take workers from there. I don't know if you played Raiders of the North Sea or not, Maggie, but Shem Phillips has designed a really smooth and simple Atama, or like computer player for that one. That is super good. I played Teotihuacan, one of my favorite games solo, and I don't have the energy for it. It takes so much mental load to do it, and like, there are like 4.5 pages dedicated to how the computer players in that game. And it's just, I don't know, it's cool. It's very smart. David Turksey is an amazing solo designer for how he makes it feel like a player, but also I'm playing solo. I don't necessarily want it to feel like another player. I want this. This is easy, you know? So do you have other games that you play solo as well? Hey, Aldi, thanks for joining on. Yeah, yeah, late night stream. I've as I've been saying to other people, this is Wendy's. Saturdays are Wendy's evening to just de people, just be her introvert self. She's usually very much on. We own a 5-year-old, so we're on a lot. And I am the raging extrovert of the relationship. So this is how I chat with other people and enjoy the company of others. During what's the email phrase? During these troubling times. So this is my social, despite her wanting to have her introvert time, which is fantastic, which is great. She recharges the battery, I recharge the battery, and so I still get to play some sweet board games. I haven't had the gumption to set up like a big game and just play it, even though I really like it. But yes, it was mentioned in the chat, Viticulture. Viticulture's fantastic solo, and Raiders of the North Sea. You used to have to buy a solo deck. And they had and it was, I guess it'd be easier for you in Australia, but you had to buy it from Garfield Games in New Zealand and have them ship it out. But I guess it's part of the Renegade Games app now. I guess there's a Renegade app and it just has the solo deck for Raiders of the North Sea. And it's so simple. You could just push a button, a thing pops up and do it and block that space. So highly recommend. I'm going to take some actions because as much as Wendy wants her time in the to herself, I think she eventually wants to be let out of the prison of the bedroom and be able to come out and get some water. So let me finish up this game. But yes, let's keep chatting because I'm thoroughly enjoying it a lot. It's worker placement 5. Phase 5 workers. I want to go whale hunting because that's been working out really well for me. Ooh. When I did the bonuses, I forgot. I specifically surrounded this board over here. I forget. What's the view? Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So I surrounded this, which is one of the expansion pieces. One of these big boys here. Look at that. So one of these big furs. And so that is fantastic because it'll be able to cover this up real easily. Figuring out how to cover up the rest of these spaces will be a little bit trickier. I'm probably going to lose a few points out of it, but whatever, right? I'd rather have the 30 and lose 4 or 7, whatever, than not have gotten it. So I need to debate whether I'm going to put that there or whether I'm going to do something different with it. So I'll just hold on to this as an active piece for right now. So Aldi, one of the fantastic things, thanks for asking, right? How does this play solo? One of the fantastic things is you just alternate rounds between red workers and blue workers, and you just block yourself, right? So all of these red workers that are out on the all of these red workers that are out on the board right now are just the actions I took last round, and then I pull the blue workers back, and now I take the blue workers. I'm just running it myself. I'm not simulating another opponent or anything. I just go, I'm going to take this action, then I'm going to take this action, and then guess what? When the next round comes around and I pull back the red workers and I play it, I just can't go to where the blue workers are because I took those actions last round, therefore I blocked them for myself. I believe in the parlance of the youth of this generation, they say, you played yourself. And I think that's what it is, right? DJ Khaled, congratulations on you played yourself. That's what the solo mode is here. It's really smooth, and I quite like it for that. So I think I'm going to go whaling at some point. I have the red ship, so I could go raiding still. I could emigrate it at some point to make my food table shorter. But is that what I want to do now or not? Or should I wait till next round? How many more times do I want to go whaling? So if I go whaling this round, with these 3 workers here, then I could take this spot perhaps at the end of the round and turn my whaling boat into a mini migration, which is where is it? Which is half the size of a regular immigration action. And so it's 7 points, right, instead of 3 for the boat. And then it still makes my feast table, shorter to work with. So I might do that at the end of the round. So that's kind of 4 workers of these guys already spoken for. So we shall see. Yeah, it's a brilliant system. Like one of the best worker placement solo systems that I've seen, Aldi. And I was just talking up how great Raiders is. A very simple AI deck. Viticulture is a very simple AI deck that has even less management, but it just takes up spaces. But yeah, this is really good. Whoa, I could upgrade things. I have this red food just sitting there, so I definitely want to upgrade it. I need to get some of the stuff out onto my board. I'm going to cover up cork pretty quickly. You don't get bonuses at the end of the last round of the game, so that's important because I won't get this big piece at the very end of the game. I'll get it at the end of this round. So I got this one, and I'll get one more, is essentially what's going to happen. So yeah, so let me think about how I can maximize value of these spaces. So yeah, 4 of these guys are already spoken for, like I said. Probably this will be the last action. Part of me is tempted to take 3 workers and put it down here, because what this one does is I can play 4 occupation cards out of hand, and I don't even have to like what my occupation cards are, because I could turn them into these point tokens, and that can be quite a lot right there. So I'm tempted to do that. So that might be another 3 of my guys. As good as those point tokens are, though, they're not filling up spaces on the board. So that means I still need to take the upgrade actions. Ooh, that's what I could do. I could get this card and then trash 3 of them for points. Because this one here, every time I take an upgrade action, lets me turn one of these, turn like a meat thing. It lets me upgrade that for free. Ooh, that could be really good. That could be a really killer combo, actually. So I'm just going to play by the gut here and go ahead and do that, because I don't know if there's anything else I really want to accomplish. There inevitably is, and I will be full of regret at the end of the round and say, oh, I should have thought this a little bit more, but let's just punch it. I do draw an occupation card for playing 3. I could play this, so per long ship I have, which is 1, I get an ore, a stone, and $1. That's fine. It's not great. So, yeah, you know what I will do is... So I took this action, which is the play up to 4 occupation cards from hand. So I will be playing this one, the ship cook. I got a blubber cook and a ship's cook. I'm cooking. I'm a cooking civilization. I'm just going to trash these 3. I'm just going to go ahead and put them away. And I'm going to look for those victory point tokens. I believe the highest one's 4, I thought. Yes, so there's 2 4s and then some 3s. So there you go. My civilization has more point. I've got... So this card was worth 2 plus 4, 4, 3. So that's 13 points from that action. So I'm guessing that could have been worth it. It seemed like a good move. The tension at this point where there's only a few actions really left, and you're like, am I going to fill everything? Am I going to... The answer is no. I mean, the answer half the time is yes, and I've definitely played enough games where I filled in everything, and I thought, well, what am I going to do now? Like, I regret not being a little bit more bold and getting some of the other things that I should have gotten. But now I'm scared. In part because I'm, on camera, and I don't know how well I'm doing, but I'll probably take these guys out here so that I can, so these people will go over here to get 3 upgrades plus. Now I get to upgrade my whale meat for free. No, it has to go to the other piece. So I got some shirts. Yes. Now I have 3 upgrades that I can do. So probably 1, 2. Probably, oh yeah, that one. That way I can, yeah, yes. Not bad, because now that's only 1 upgrade, like, yes, yes, yes is what I'm trying to say. Ooh, I could even turn this one into meats, into the ribs, and then I could upgrade that. Ooh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right. Oh, cool. Aldi, I guess I mean, I know who you are as a person vaguely, right, for running Board Game Geek, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure even all the types of games that you really enjoy. If you're like an Omni gamer, if you're into one or the other, that's cool to know that this is one of your favorites. It's such a brilliant game. Absolutely is. 3 workers left before I go whaling. Yeah, I should probably, maybe I should have done that before this. Probably should have. It's time, yeah, so let's, Bob Marley and the Whalers, let's go whaling here. I don't know if he'd approve of that joke or not, because whale hunting is probably not very clean work, but whoops. So yeah, so let's go. I've got 3 harpoons, I've got lots of pieces of wood. 6. I reduce it by 2 already. No, I can do better than 6. That's literally the median. 9 is worse. 11 is the worst. Oh no. That's 9? Ooh. Nope. Messed that one up. So I guess I get a harpoon back and a piece of wood and 2 of my workers as consolation for being such a bad die roller. Whoops. Yowza. I'm going to spend 4 workers for that other whaling spot because that's a little embarrassing and I'd like to fix that. Now the one bonus though is that I could play this miner because now I'm doing a 4 action. I get a stone, an ore, and $1 and a point. I don't think so. No, I'm just gonna also burn this one and grab another one of these 3-point tokens because I mean points are points. It's good. So okay, so I've done that. Now I'm gonna roll the die again, and I'm gonna take anything 6 or lower this time. 8 is not that. 9. People, what do I do here? What do I do? Do I take a 9? A 9 out of 12? That's terrible. I mean, so it's reduced by 2 for my whaling boats. That's 7. I have 4 harpoons. I have lots of wood. I was saying that this is probably the last time I'm going to go whaling, and now, because I'm taking up both of these whaling spots, it's guaranteed my last time going whaling. So, I don't need the harpoons for anything else. So as horrible as 9 seems, 9 minus the 2 on my boat, so minus these, 4, so minus 2 is 7, minus 4 is 3, so I'm spending 3 wood. That does not, that doesn't feel good. Just for funzos, just to see what would have happened. 11, ha! I made the right choice. Ha! Okay. Well, I succeeded there at least, and because I have the blubber cook, I do get 2 pieces of the whale oil, which is great. I get more whale meat, and I get some bones. These pieces are huge. Okay. So this one, I'm going to come here, and I'm going to get... I'm going to get wood, I suppose. Doesn't really matter. Anyone can see. Yeah, I'll call that good. Not too many immigrations. I'll do them next time. I'll do it next time, I think, right? Yeah, because I want to do it next, because I can plunder one more time, then I can emigrate. I'll be good. I'll be good. Okay, so I'm coming here. So yeah, so I grabbed one piece of wood and I get one upgrade, but also because I have the ship cook, I get to upgrade one of these big old pieces of whale meat into a shirt. A shirt that'll be the pride of my civilization board. And I get to do one other upgrade, and I'll probably turn this other shirt into the blue side, the treasure chest. Now I've got some fiddling to do. Done with workers. Roll, roll, roll. Yeah, I'm glad I went with the 9. As sad as that is, the 9 was enough. So time to do some real fiddle faddling now. I think this will work out best for my board. I can zoom in a little bit for y'all watchers at home. Now, kids, don't try this at home. I don't think there's no spot that this one will fit, so I will come out here. I'll do that. Don't want to put that there. That would be bad. So much money. I mean, money is points, so I'd prefer not to do it, but I'd rather get like a ton of income if I can going into the last round. That'd be so good. And then I can always worry about covering up these negative points later. So if I can make things fit, I would prefer to do that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe what I'll do, actually, looking at my board a little bit better, is I'll leave this one green, and I'm going to turn this one into the blue side so I can put this here. I hope that's not too short-sighted. That could be fantastic. And then that could go there. Income's going to be hard. That's going to be a lot of little pieces that I got to spend. But might not be terrible. Because these can be kitty corner to each other. Oh, I still have even one guy left. So, I don't think it's this actually not worth it. Even though I get the free upgrade. Oh, but I could turn this again. If I do this, I'll have no need for the whale meat. You know what? Feed it to the people. They've wanted it. Might as well give it to. Oh, I could upgrade it and put it over here. There you go. So I'll keep it. I'll do this action like I said. I'm gonna retire my whale hunting days. Those days are behind me now. I will turn it into a mini emigration. So do that, which means I can spend smaller food. Woohoo! Neat. And right, and it gave me some points. And I can now kind of plan this out a little bit more. So if I do that, I've got this piece here, and it doesn't matter where I put these. I'm going to put this 2-coiner right there. That. And that. I'm getting $15 of income, $16 of income this round. So, you know what? I think that more than makes up for my pretty pitiful rolling earlier, wouldn't you say? I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing pretty well. And if I wanted to spend money, I could fill in all these spots so that I could cover this up, but I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather keep some of the money, and money, money is points. So, and I still have enough resources that I could build a shed and not lose any points because of it. So you know what? I think I've got an idea of what I want to do next round, and that's mostly cover up this stuff. Unfortunately, I took the cheap upgrade spots this round. Okay, so I'm done with workers. Income 16. I get one of these big chunky tenors. So $16. That feels great. 15 there, the $1 from here. I also get a weapons card, which I probably am beyond the need of. And I get a piece of wood here. Then I also get a piece of wood here. one mead, one blue little rune stone, get another ore. That. Yeah, the thing I have not been getting is stone. I covered that one up, and I do not regret it at all. It's actually been working out for me quite well. I mean, maybe I offended like the rune stone or the stone deities, and that's why my die rolls have been bad. But other than that, no worries, no worries. Oh, and lest I forget this again, I get this piece of income, this big thing from over there. That feels great. And so animals I've ignored, and I think I'm doing okay ignoring them. Feast time, chomp chomp. My people are fed and happy. Whoops. I did bonuses along with income. That's fine. That's fine. That doesn't change anything. I don't think I need this milk, so this meager milk. Update the mountain strips. You know, Aldi, I've got a question. If you're still in the chat, when you are a person of your, shall we say, of your personality, of your recognition, right? Do you kind of avoid trying to mention your favorite games out there for fear of appearing favoritist? You know, when you run a company or when you run a website as well known within the hobby as Board Game Geek, are you a little bit more hesitant to go out there and say like, oh yeah, this is one of my favorite games, and all of a sudden everyone says, suspicious, Scott Alden, suspicious. You say this is one of your favorite games, and it shot up in the rankings of your top 100. You know, is there a little bit of reticence about that, or you didn't see me updating this mountain strip? The mountain strip's updated. So, whereas reviewers all the time, people encourage us, do your top 100 list, do this, that, and the other. What are your top 10 in every single category imaginable? So it must just be a different world. So we're recalling the red workers, so those spots are available. Top of the phase, welcome to the last round. If you've endured this with me, thank you very much. It's the company has been pleasant. And so, no harvest, no islands, draw a weapon card. Probably won't need any weapons for the last round, based on the way that I'm playing at least. Now's worker time. Oh, Paul, apparently you know Aldi pretty well. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad that you don't feel like I'm glad you don't feel like there's this like taboo of being able to say what you really like. All right, I've got a lot of ground to cover here on the Cork Islands, but small is going to be good. Small is going to be my friend. I could have been getting boats if I covered this income up. Ooh, maybe I would have done that. Maybe I would have spent coins or just some of this basic stuff and gotten a free boat out of it, because then I could emigrate. There's only one emigration. There's 2 immigration spots. Yeah, I won't worry about it. I mean, even a blue boat is just 5 points itself. One of the NARs. Dom, welcome to the chat. I don't think I said hello yet. Say hello, Dom. Welcome. Oh, Dom. I know who Dom is. It took me a minute. Didn't recognize your profile picture as you because it's not you. So okay. Hey, welcome to the last round. Dom, this is It is a game about Vikings, and this is not just about like raiding. In fact, the raiding and pillaging mostly consists of rolling this die and seeing how high of a number you get, which you'll see. It's really about building up the history and the story of your exploits, I suppose. You're kind of Tetrising stuff over here, and you can turn boats into emigrations and stuff. It's got the historical flair. It's almost like a textbook, the board game, of all the stuff that Vikings did, rather than like, let's go out there and like meathead beat up a bunch of stuff. But this is one of my favorite games. Feast for Odin is so good. Actions that I guarantee want to do this round I want 2 pillage. Yeah, so that'll be this. I want to... another 2 workers is going to be spent to emigrate my long ship into another one of these emigrations so I can fit the food out here easier. Neat. That's almost going to cover up. That's almost going to be all the food that I'll need. So, good. What piece of food is least important? Maybe the cabbage. I want the cabbage and the ribs, though. And, yeah, I'm not whaling anymore. My whaling boats are gone. Yeah, it's cool, Dom. It's cool that it's not just, like we go out and we warfare and stuff. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it is kind of it is just particularly cool to me that. Why am I doing? No, I'm not using that. No, that's silly. Okay. And in fact, you have to like feed a spread, like a huge smorgasbord of food at your table, actually. And so this just represents even like feeding enough of your civilization. But if you send people on emigrations, you take your boating and you can fill up this side of the feast table, and you've sent people to go live elsewhere and stuff. It's a great game. The game comes with 3 rule books, which was daunting at first. But one of the rule books is actually the rules. The other one is just like an explanation of what all these different card abilities are. So you don't have to worry about more than like one thing at a time from it. And the third, what I thought was a rule book, is actually just an encyclopedia. Like this action over here is called laying a snare. And then there's like an encyclopedic entry on it that's like, oh, the Vikings used this type of technology when they were laying snares. There's like a historical explanation of everything in this game. I cracked up when I opened it the first time because I thought there's no way, but this is super cool. I am going to. So I've got those actions done. I know that I'm getting coins up the wazoo, so I can fill them in and wherever I want to. I would like to get some small things, maybe. Small things I can fill in just a lot of this area. Like even this, like if I got this little scythe, that fills in a lot of points. That's if I got that side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's five negative points that it's covering up. So, like this will probably go here inevitably. This one I'm going to upgrade to the other side, so it'll become a green. It'll go there, and so that's going to cover up lots of space. It's pillaging time. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pillage first, and based on what I roll here, will be what I worry about. I don't have a lot of stone. That's my only concern. Okay. It is time to roll and see what I pillage here. Oh, a nice 11. That's the good side of rolling high in this game. I think your themer says the rule books are a themer's, like a thematic perspective dream. It's so true. This one more than any other book I think I've seen. So pillage, I have an 11. I rolled an 11. I have this ore here, so that makes it a 12. So I can grab anything that's 12 or higher, but I don't think any of these big chunky pieces will fit there. So I could just claim even something that has like a lower pillage value if it's just, if it just is sensible to cover it up like that, or what are the good long skinnies? It's too long, too skinny. Well, this one could go here. It covers up the boat symbol, but I'm not getting boat income or anything this round. That covers up 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And then if I got this scythe later, that would cover up another 5 points. And so, or I could get this helmet that only. Fantastic. So then the question becomes: is there other stuff that I could get, other small things that would cover these up anyway? Whereas this is a more awkward spot. You know, I'm just going to take that. That was a really successful pillage, so why not? That's fantastic. I'm going to get this later. I think that'll be my last action. Will probably to take this space to turn an ore into this scythe, so that I could cover this up. Don't let me forget that. And otherwise, now it's just time to fill in as much stuff as I can. So I want long skinnies. I want long skinnies. I'm going to take what action is this one here? Lets me turn flax probably into cloth, linen. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Oh, you just barely can't see that action. So yeah, this is the one I took right here, turning flax food into a nice linen cloth. And so that will cover that space up just as efficiently. So I didn't need to, I'm glad I didn't pillage that. That's not necessary. Things going well for our pal Chris. Things are going well for the hero. So I know I need that one last worker over here. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to do, do I want to go raiding? You know what? Let's go raiding. I've got the swords to spare. So let's see how the die roll goes this time. If it, whoops, wrong view. If it favors me, 3, plus the ore, that's 4, and then 2 swords is 6. Not quite high. I could roll better. I get 3 chances, up to 3 chances. 8! Yes. 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 This is great. Ooh, let me think about that, though. 8 is the perfect roll, plus this is 9, and then I can get up to 10, 11 because I've got 2 sword cards sitting over here, so I could help bump that up to even 11. And then I could really... Yeah, because this one can still be crafted by this action. So is there something else that would fit even better other places that I can get up to an 11 value on? That's good right there. Glass Road, that's true. Yeah, Uwe Rosenberg as a designer, you know, he puts, like, people don't think of his games as like thematic per se, but he does put the history of the region of the Bavarian glass making trade into his board game. That's really about, you know, picking some cards and flipping them over and you know, but the history's in there. It's fantastic. Okay, so I'm taking that one. Yes, this is going so great. This is going so great. I mean, or I could even just put that over here. But I got coins to spare. I got coins for days. This is better than I could even ask for. Oh, this is great. So now I think is the time that I will. I'm going to go ahead and send this person off to the next life, and I don't mean kill them. I mean send them on a nice emigration. So it turns an 8-point boat into a 21-point emigration, which is great. It will cost me 5 coins. Normally costs 7, but because of my refugee helper, it costs 2 fewer. So 2 plus a 4, so I get 1 back. 1, not a twofer. I didn't use this card as much as I was thinking since I had it, but I mean, hey, it has still net me 4 points by saving me $2, which are points by the end of the game. So I think that's great. I don't think I could ask for too much better than that. What else? If I want to try and get long skinnies, I have bow and arrows. I have wood. So 2 of this wood is going to go onto the lumberjack hut to reduce those negative points by the end of the game. I could pay a wood to get one of these sheds and then put my remaining resources on there. I could go hunting. I could go catch fish, or I could go game hunting to try and... I'm honestly just very happy with how all this is turning out. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I can get this one instead of the scythe at the end of the game because that will cover up over here, and then I'll still have a 1x2 space. Oh man, yeah, things are going great. Things are going great for our hero. Game hunting, I could get a long skinny piece that would fill that in maybe. So sure, let's go ahead and do it. I'll go game hunting. I'm going to try and roll low on the orange die, and if I can roll low enough that I can spend arrows or wood. Yeah. 4. So I'll spend 2 bow and arrows to bring that down to 2, and then I'm going to spend 2 wood, which I think is pretty easily replaceable for me, looking at the availability of wood in the mountain strips. So that's a success. I get some ribs, which are actually useless for me at this point, and then I get the 1x3, like squirrel skins or something like that. And this will be perfect because that can go right there, easy peasy. I might as well do some upgrades too while I'm at it. Well, first things first, I'm going to go to the mountains to replenish my 2 wood, and then I will send 1 worker over here to build a shed for 1 wood. Oh, slippy. Yoink, that's in camera view. Perfect. So I built that. So all of this will end up going on there to negate, hopefully, any negative points. Sweet. Dom asks, Chris, how does streaming impact the experience of a complex solo game? Is it more or less difficult or enjoyable? I mean, I think that I could be playing more efficiently in a lot of ways if I weren't, streaming it and chatting with people, and there's cool people in the chat, but also half of the fun is just the fact that there's people who want to hang out for a little while, and I've been at this for a little bit longer than I intended, actually, but I don't know. I'm having plenty of fun. So does it? It's more rewarding in some ways and less rewarding in others. But I'm getting out of it what I hoped to get out of it. Oh man, now I've got now I have too few workers. Now I've got too few. I was going to upgrade this to the yeah, because I wanted this one guy to go here to trade in this coal or the ore to get one of these perfect shaped pieces that fits there. But I need other workers if I want to upgrade. I would only have 2 left, and the cheapest upgrade space is 3 because I blocked myself. Remember how I talked about whatever I did the previous turn blocks my own self? So, fudge. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad that you're, having fun watching. Yeah, there's no other way to upgrade. I don't need to upgrade the meat. Oh no, I do need to upgrade it. That's the thing. I need to upgrade this piece so that it fits here. The 3x3 is, that's not insignificant. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8 points. It was probably still worth doing. So then the question becomes, should I just spend my 3 workers to upgrade some pieces anyway? I could upgrade 2 pieces, or I could upgrade 4 pieces. I would be able to grab some stuff from the mountain strips, which I could earn some money, and money is points. And money also can then fill in some of these other spaces that I wouldn't elsewise be able to. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna upgrade. If I upgrade all 4 spaces, no, I only think I need to do 2 upgrades here because I also get a bonus upgrade from the ship's cook. So this turns from the red 3x3 piece into the blue one, and I've made it so that I can cover this space up just fine with no green next to green penalty. I upgrade 2 pieces. So I will turn these green ones to the blue side because now, because normally green can't touch green on these areas here, but blues can touch blues. So that's totally fine. And then I get to grab 3 things from a mountain range. You know, just for funzo, I'll take this one. Actually, not just for funzo, because this ore is perfect. It can tidy up some of these other places, because I can put ore here and here. And now I've filled in my board completely. And I'm going to spend 1 coin to fill in this space, right? Because normally it doesn't make sense to spend 1 coin for -1 victory point areas, because it's just a wash, because at the end of the game, coins are points anyway. But spending a coin here to cover up a -2 space, that's totally worth it. So I think that I've managed to do everything. Paul asks, have I ever played Nemo's War, the copy of Nemo's War that you gifted me? And the truth is that I haven't. I've looked over the rules, and I've tried it once, and then I just kind of packed it up. I think the last few months have been what they are, so I think you'll forgive me for not playing that. But I'm curious about it because I've heard so much good about it. I did manage to leave the scoring papers on the couch, so I'm going to excuse myself to go grab those and a pen because I think it's scoring time. Yeah, Aldi says he wouldn't play a solo game unless he streamed it. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Maggie, I love that there's no downtime in a solo game. Very true point. Terrible losing your train of thought. Yeah, there's the offsetting, having another person at the table, make sure that you don't accidentally fudge any rules on accident. But yeah, not having down, like I was able to plan things, and even though I've been taking breaks to chat with y'all and everything, it's been easy to just kind of say I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do these things. So it's scoring time. So Chris solo. Oh, my handwriting is not good. I'm going to have to set it down somewhere. Okay. So this is the other thing I love about this game. The scoring pad is very thorough. So end of the game, ships. I have 0 points in ships. I emigrated them all. Emigrations, I have to do math. So 18 plus 7 is 25, plus 21 is 46. So let's go ahead and do 46 points for immigrations. Exploration boards. The easiest way to do it, they recommend, is just count all the positives. So I have 30 points there, 30 positive points from exploration boards or islands. So the island of Cork. Thank you very much. And now I need to stop clicking the pen off. Sheds and houses, I have 7 plus 8, so that's 15 points. Normally mental math Chris at this late at night is terrible. Animals, that's another zilch for me. Occupation cards, ooh. So 4 here, plus 4 plus 4 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Oh, I'm proud of myself. Oh, did I do the last phases here? Income, you don't collect income because that's going to just turn into points at the end of the game. I didn't do animals, and then I did have enough food here in my feast. So just to make sure I didn't accidentally cheat anything. So silver, leftover actual silver I had here is 20. That's a tenner, plus 4, 4, and 2. So that's, this is some of the most diversified score I've ever had. Final income, I had 18 here and 19 on the board. So 19. English crown would be this piece is worth 2 points if I had ever rated it, but I did not, so I also get another zilch. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract. I have no negative points from my home board, but I do have negative points. I've got 7 of them here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So -7 for exploration boards. Nothing for, no penalties here, And then I'm just going to do a quick one over. What? Did I really do that? I can't. Well, I can't believe I did that. Uh, I put green pieces next to other green pieces, which is a big no-no. And I said that at the very beginning of the game, that don't do that. I don't know. I don't think that was supposed to be I don't know if that was supposed to be a blue. Like I thought in my mind, like I genuinely thought that I put a blue piece there. I mean, you know what? I've got the footage. I've got the footage. Did I really mess that up? Because I thought that I didn't, but I mean, like at this time of night, it's anybody's call. So the referees are deliberating. No, that's funny. That's funny. It must have been when I dropped a piece. Okay, if you look at an hour and 50 ago, which that means I've been streaming for a little bit longer than I intended. So sorry. But if you look at the footage, if you go back almost 2 hours, you will see that there is indeed this is a blue piece. Yeah, that's a blue piece right now. Can get out of the way. So this is supposed. I think when I bumped my board, I flipped it over. Yes, no penalties. So looking over my board, I didn't put any green pieces directly adjacent to other green pieces, meaning no penalties for that, because that would be 3 points per piece. So just for instruction's sake, if I had 3 green pieces touching each other, this connection would be -3. This connection would be -3 as well. So I'm glad that I didn't mess that up. And I'm glad there's footage. All right. So time to just calculate the score. And I'm going to go to my calculator because I, as good as my mental math has been up to this point, I'm not trusting it. So 46 plus 30. And let me zoom in on the board. Whoops, where is it? There you go, on the scoring there, so you can kind of see it. So 46 plus 30 plus 15 plus 0 plus 18 plus 20 plus 19 puts me at 148 minus the 7 penalty is 141 points. And that is my highest score I think I've ever gotten in a Feast for Odin. So, haha, that felt good. That felt good. I was not sure halfway through if I was going to be doing anything or not. Devin, are you paying what is it called? Press F to pay respects. Is that what that's all about? So yeah, hey, fantastic. I loved this solo. I loved this. Not just because I got my best score ever. I mean, it makes sense because people aren't actively blocking me from doing what I'm doing. But it is tricky with having your own pieces out there, getting in your own way. But wow, yeah, that's great. That's great. I highly recommend it now. I've heard people say that this is one of the best solo games of like the crunchy heavy Euros out there. And now I can see why. So anyway, I don't know if there's any other closing thoughts in the chat. I've been at this for a while and I know that Wendy is enjoying her introvert time, but I think at some point she wants to be able to kind of come out here, move around, So unless there's any other major thoughts, I'll just go ahead and wrap things up and thank all of you for coming and chatting with me. This was fun. This was well worth it. Very exciting game and everything, but really I'm super happy that there are people that just wanted to come out and chat and hang out. So thank you all for joining. If you have any questions as well, let me know. And one of the cool things about being a smaller YouTube channel is like anyone that leaves a comment on any video, I'm like chomping at the bits like, oh yeah, let me respond to that because I want people to keep commenting because I'm selfish. I want people to keep coming back and feel like, oh, cool. If I comment on some big person's YouTube channel, they're too busy. They have too many people commenting and stuff. Whereas Chris, he's got nothing to do. He's solo playing Feast for Odin at midnight in his time zone. So, hey, thank you everyone so much for coming out. Devin says, do more of these. All right, the people have spoken. Maybe I'll do Terraforming Mars next time. Devin, that's one of the games that I said is another like bigger complex game, but it has such a very, very smooth very smooth solo mode where once again it's just you playing and you don't have to pretend there's another computer player taking turns mucking up your plans or anything. It's just, can you terraform the planet of Mars? Can you get it oceanified and forestified in time or not? So that one's a really cool one. I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that like another Saturday night, and I'll be quicker. I'll be quicker than this one, so when he doesn't feel so kicked out of the living room. Bam. Okay. Oh, Maggie and or Amy, you've never seen the solo mode of Terraforming Mars. Well, that's a treat. So I would probably expect like in a week or two, I will plan to do another like Saturday night one of these, perhaps. So yeah, and then there's viticulture. There's a couple of other really good ones. So yeah, I might, and then there's a couple of smaller games too. Like honestly, one of my favorites, also by the same designer, this game, Caverna Cave versus Cave, is a small, simple little game. It's like a two-player version of a bigger game like this size, but then it has a very, very fun and pleasing solitaire mode that is challenging a little bit, and you want to try and get a good enough score. And for me, like chasing a score is fine. Like 141, that's fantastic. I do like it when there's like a win-loss level, so to speak. And that one has like I think it's like if you get at least 60 points, that's good. That's a win. But if you can get 80, that's like an expert win. And I've yet to get 80. But if this is the luck that I tend to get in, if I'm doing these solo streams and I'm getting my record scores, maybe I'll break 80 in that one. So, all right, yeah, I'll let you know. I'll post up if I'm going to do another one of these on another Saturday night. But I am going to get going here since it is late. It's midnight, and I'm not going to pretend I'm going to go to sleep. But I think maybe one day I will go for a walk around the neighborhood, stretch the old legs or something. Thanks for spending nearly 3 hours hanging out with me. This has been absolutely a joy. Thank you for everyone that's been chatting. Been fun. So anyway, my name is Chris from Meeple Overboard. Thank you all, and have a good weekend.